from Polight? Nope. And don't. Sorry, have you heard from Polight? Nope. And don't want to hear from him. Don't care about hearing from him. Polight is far gone. He doing.
Let me see the books. I want to see the books because he already done hit me off with the money that we were supposed to make. So I said, Polight, let me see the books. I want to see it for myself. Because niggas is talking about, I made all this money. So let me see it. Polight said, all right, I got you. I got to bring over my computer. He comes over. Don't bring the damn computer. He tells me he left it. So I said, yo, brother, I'm going back to your house. Let me see the thing. All right, I got you before I head back out. And he kept on making all kind of excuses on how he ain't got the computer. Then he finally came out and said, yo, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you this much back. I'm going to bring you $10,000. Right? But I know it was way more than $10,000.
I never thought that Polight was doing this shit until the nigga got me. The nigga got me. I just woke me up. I was like, oh shit. This motherfucker even got me.
Woo! It's Enqi, aka Enqi. Yo, I got a lot of living to do. Hey yo, come on, let's get it. You say you were, and you never taught nothing. I said you would, but you need to stop fronting. You ain't a teacher. Hold up. You said you a teacher, and you need to stop fronting. You said you a teacher, and you never taught nothing. Hold up. Damn, homie. On Rich Page, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? You spit your phlegm on her sweater, had them boys come and get you. You better write R. Kelly lawyers a letter. Now I'm a neck gonna forget you. When she meet a new fella, listen, baby, Polight gonna be locked up forever. Let's get it. Let's get it.
We're about to take it back. We're about to take it back. We're about to take it back.
Amen. Let's go. Sinetta, you know better than a test of more. You done chose Reggie Fate, now you can rest assured. We gon' teach him to love instead of hate. More. Let's go. Sinetta, you know better than a test of more. You done chose Reggie. Let's go. Sinetta, you know better than a test of more. You done chose Reggie Fate, now you can rest assured. We gon' teach him to love instead of hate. More we uplift and educate. You wanna debate, y'all pathetic. Everybody wanna be comedic. Seti Shaka Optimos, anyone can get it. It's real down here and be more, let's make it clear. I'm learning to love instead of hate, but I ain't there. Reginald, it's about time we check. You should've stuck with Medu Netra, you got disrespectful. I'ma keep it raw, you haven't met no more. If you did, your approach wouldn't be so piss poor. Red pill gave you the pass, now do the math. How many other boys 2 seconds up off the ass? So that I know exactly what he doing. He be hyping, he Don King, you 1990 Mike Tyson. About to get knocked the F out for sure. You got the Moors on the run, it's one thing you left. Come on, we right behind you when we running you down. I respect you as an elder, but I'm sonning you now. Yeah, I love my brother Sai, but I got more love for God. A house of consciousness, a house of cards, a house of frauds. Moors, we go hard. You should've got the general to lead the charge, so we can smack them around like Polight did. Make them move to Beverly Hills where Polight live. That's right.
You're rocking with the best.
What? Can you hear me? That's the sportsman.
Try.
We got a sportsman in the building.
Okay, I will.
We got a sportsman in the building.
That's what this was.
Minister Enqi is in the building.
Falsehood killer. Kazimin. Zalimin. Mujrikin.
Don't make me take the spares off, a Lord knows, cause I will take some heads off. You all foes, lower self, my mafia keep a banger that'll sink the Noah's Ark. Stop playing with me, I'm the true and living God, but I know the low a little better than you little frauds. Trying to keep it on a high note. I really love my bro, but I can go lower than a worm. No lamo. See y'all let the evil social media gas you thumb thuggin'. Thinking when I see you I'ma pass you. Oh nah, we gon' talk about it, acting like you bout it. Guarantee you when I see you we gon' put some chalk around it. Talking like a big boy, this fans won't save you. Cause I will take this fans off and ask you who made you. You better say Allah when you look me in my eyes. You see the image of Allah. Don't be looking surprised, I'm the God in the flesh. Of course I'm fresh, I resurrect and protect. I don't believe he left, I breathe Jesus' breath. You breathe weed and death, we come correct like a check when the G's connect. Disrespect, trying to get a rep, I'm coming for your wreck, for real. Don't make me take this fans off. Don't make me take this fans off. Islam, don't make me take this flares off. Don't make me take this fast off. Let's not rehash the past. You better ask quick fast before I go into my bag. Be real with mine. I'm religion, not blind. Too many people are dying to be playing with your clowns. I ain't playing with you then. I ain't playing with you now. I picked up a circle 7. Now you think I'm a reverend. I'm a sheep with a scimitar from 7-11. Let's keep it 100. Yeah, you really don't want it. You better stick with the lessons and see what you can get from it. Cause all you getting from me is a one-way ticket going straight to. Yeah, you know we can kick it, but if you want to kick it, then let's kick it. But if you don't, don't make me take this fez off. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Talk the Bay front line till the long call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Talk the Bay front line till the long call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe. And looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But when the love for the woman look like your mother, I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler. It's error for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for dough. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all keep hating when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you killing, fighting, marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. You can hear me. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I I be that more you gon' remember. That time. I be that more you gon' remember. Sahaka Bay front line. Tell her no, call my number.
I want to make sure
I
y'all
be
hear
that
me
more you
good.
gon' remember.
It's that time.
I be that more you gon' remember.
We got the minister in the building.
I be that more you gon' remember. Sahaka Bay front line.
We got the minister in the building. All
Be that minister that you gonna remember.
Listen, family, we gonna get right tonight. We gonna get totally right tonight. We got the minister Enqi in the building, and family, I want to tell you this right now. Let me give. They say, show your shirt, Minister Enqi. Show your shirt. Ah, he killing up. Slow down, son. You're killing up. Slow down, son. You're killing up. Let me say this. I gotta give a disclaimer. Now, here's my disclaimer. If you coming over here to say that somebody is riding the gravy train of Brother Polight, you don't have to say it. You're right. I'm going to stay on his heels. I'm not going to stop. I don't care what you say. If you say I'm doing it for views, again, you're correct. I'm going to say it all for you. I'm going to say it all for you. You don't even have to come over here and waste your time. I am. I'm doing it for views because views make a video popular. And when it gets popular, we can shut this foolishness down. That's right. Also, we're doing it for views, and we hope that the monetization will go through the roof, because that finance will allow me not to bang a hammer, not to use a drill, and to stay right here to bang on these frauds. So you don't got to come here and say, you're doing it for money. You're correct. You're correct. Because I don't want to use these hands on houses no more. I want to tap the computer and expose these frauds. You're correct. He's doing it for views. Again, ding, 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 ding. Correct. You see what I'm saying? So we ain't got to do all of this, making all this stuff up. I'm telling you, you're right. So we got that out the way. You know what I'm saying, Enqi? Oh, you're doing it for views. And them frauds be like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing it for views. I'm doing it because I love you. No, I'm doing it because I love you, but we need the views so we can continue to do it. Let's be clear. I say, I ain't going to play with you. That's number one. Number two, don't come up in here talking about, Enqi, you was with Brother Polight one time. That's what the interview's about. The interview's about that one that was there that can tell it, not from the bleachers, but on the field. So you ain't got to get into that. You know what I'm saying? So if you do get into that, you might, you know what I mean? You might be up out of here. You might get banned. Because we already know what we're here for. You hating on Polight. We don't need to do all that. I'm going to ask all them questions. But I'm telling you, if you come in here with that corny stuff, this is real talk TV. Moorish World TV is real talk TV. Just like I told you what I'm doing it for. I'm doing. Sinetta say, oh, he put my name in the chat to get views, in the title to get views. Yep. I sure am. You know how people used to say, Enqi, no, that ain't why. That ain't why. No, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And so with that being said, Brother Enqi, I'm glad to have you on the platform. I would have hoped that we'd have came on a different occasion, like we're going to do in the future about the CMOS and Dr. Sebi. But now we got some business. We got some moss, because all moss ain't good. All moss ain't good. You're talking about, hey, man, you the doctor. You know, all moss ain't good. Some people sell fake sea moss out there. I seen a video you did on your channel about the fake sea moss with Ali Muhammad that time. Did I do that?
Oh, shit. Hey, so wait a minute. Hold on. We're going to timestamp this bitch at 14 minutes.
I didn't do that.
14 minutes. Harker went right into his bag immediately.
What I'm saying is,
bang, 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 bang.
that we got good moss and we got bad moss.
Correct.
So we got good YouTubers and we got bad YouTubers. The bad YouTubers can destroy you. And
but
so
wait a minute. Can I add one piece in?
Come on, brother.
Because I just want to be honest and be fair. Ali Muhammad is not the only goofy ass CMOS nigga. There's quite a few other goofy ass CMOS.
But that's just the one I caught. That's just the one I caught.
King Erna is a very goofy one. I mean, he's like a high level goofy nigga there. Like he's
not King Erna. Man, King Erna, my man, man.
I snatched his honor already. I snatched King Erna honor.
You didn't snatch King Erna honor.
I snatched his honor.
Ain't nobody snatching King Erna honor.
I snatched King Erna's honor.
Now me and you about to beat because I seen King Erna supposed to box somebody, and did that boxing match happen?
Listen, I don't know, but did he sell that fake bullshit CMOS?
Stop, man. Stop, man.
Hey, listen, that nigga might be 100 boxing matches and that nigga might be undefeated in the boxing ring. But when it come to getting that CMOS,
man, let me thank all of y'all for the super chat, man.
Yo, listen, I got to tell these niggas to hug. I got that Moss you gonna remember. You know what I'm saying?
What I need to say though, so I don't need anybody coming here with some nonsense because we're gonna go in and now. And the real deal is this, family. We're gonna calm it down for a minute, and we're gonna start from the beginning. Because I really want to, as I said to Enqi before I talk to him, I really want the people to get a real idea, a real concept of what has happened within the past 10 years. It's, 2021? So you're looking at 2009 to 2010, and then entering into the Sinetta TV about around 2012 or 13 era, talking about the Brother Polight. But he started moving around 2009 and 2010, if you are not aware. And he didn't come straight to the Brother Sinetta platform. Sinetta seen the potential, and when y'all seen Polight and he was calling him the young phenom, Polight had been already calling himself that, branding and marketing himself with our people, with the smoke and mirrors. Huh?
With King Simon.
I like King Simon.
Yeah, but
a
lot of people putting Sinetta on the hot seat more than King Simon. Simon was with Polight from beginning to end. Before Polight even met Sinetta, he was with
Simon. King Simon, don't you respond to Enqi. Enqi just playing.
Listen, it's a fact. The people got to put equal amount of pressure that they applying to Sa on King Simon. King Simon was there from day one.
Man, you know, I was on the Star Show last week. King Simon came on before me, and he said the only wife I know
is Aminette and Raed. And that's wrong, because anybody that supported Polight from the old school days when he was coming up, almost all of the books, when you open the book up, the first page has a Nuket, which is the third wife and mother of Renintet. Like almost all the books start with her face on it. So when you come on the radio and you go, I only know these two wives, and you forget that one, it's like, he could have forgot. It could have been out of context, but it could also seem like you covering it up if that's the child that there's a previous situation with.
Well,
so for me, I found it very odd that King Simon would have, his memory got fuzzy right there.
Yeah, and I will say that I've seen footage of King Simon actually introducing Polight with
the three wives.
King Simon, my man, though. We ain't gonna talk about King Simon.
Hey, listen, King Simon got one of the sharpest memories out of anybody I know. King Simon damn near know half of America birthdays or by heart. So that's what fucked me up when I'm listening to the interview. I'm like,
hey, so brother, let's go back for a minute.
Okay,
let's go back for a minute, because we can get to King Simon. I like King Simon though, but man, King Simon don't want no smoke, man. So let's go back. Let me get him out here. Tony Marciano, you gotta go. Somebody remove Tony Mercado. He said you're gonna talk Nikka. Somebody block him. Matter of fact, I'll do it. I'm gonna block him right now. This is a respectable platform. This is not Sinetta trash platform. We have fun here, but we respect one another here. So you're gonna have to go now, and that's just what it is. All right. Make a new account, come back and be better. Go to timeout indefinitely. Make a new account and then come back and act like you got some sense. Ain't that what mama used to tell you? Now go to your room and come back here like you got some sense. Coming out here acting all crazy. Nobody raised you like that. Embarrassing me. That's right. TS just made it in the building, family. They aren't sending notifications out. I know my channel is shadow banned, so we got to find a community board to get this stuff out here. You know what I mean? That's why my channel grew so slow. I've been doing this for a minute. With that being said, brother, how did you ultimately, this is about Brother Polight, Sinetta, the scamming, the grooming, etc., etc. But I want to start, Enqi. When did you first meet Brother Polight?
I met Polight at an Ali Muhammad class. What was it?
At an Ali Muhammad?
Ali Muhammad class. And I had a book that I had written, and I had tried to get it published a few times, and the publisher was like, nah, it's too racy, it's too controversial. So I just kind of had it in the crib. I just kind of gave up on getting it pressed or printed. And one day, fast forward years later, I'm in class, in the Ali Muhammad class, National Black Theater, 125th Street. And Polight comes in, you know what I'm saying? And he's kicking some shit. And at the end of it, he goes, I print all my own books. So when he said I print my own books, immediately I beeline to him and was like, yo, you know, I'm trying to get a book printed. What you charge? And I forgot what he said, maybe 500 or 600, some whatever number he said. I gave him half on the spot. And that was the beginning of our.
Well, let me give a shout out to my guy, Mafia Lane in the building, Big Wolf in the building. Big Wolf, he understands everything that we talking about here because he was with me when Polight came to Baltimore and when we both cut Polight off at the same time for scamming. Shout out to Big Wolf. Blood gang in the building. Sorry. I can't give that's my guy, man. Me and my guys stand back to back and be ready, whatever. That's my guy. Big Wolf, everybody know Big Wolf on the channel. 300 gangsters in the building. It is what it is. But so you was trying to publish the book. And from there, what happened?
Oh man, that was the beginning of the bullshit right there. I had to go to his house on a late night one night with a pistol and literally sit up in his crib like till 4 o'clock in the morning till this is after months of chasing him around. You know what I'm saying? I had to literally sit in the crib and wait till each one of the ladies came in and gave me some money to equal up to some of the money. And then like he printed up a book right there on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So I only got one. He was supposed to print me like 1,000 copies or something like that. But I wound up getting a refund and one copy, a partial refund and one copy of my book. But what I got from that was I got to watch how he printed my book. And so I learned how to print my books that way. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, some real other shit. You know what I'm saying? We had to sit in the crib and wait till each one of the wives came home because they would go out and make the money. And he would, you know, as each one of them came home, they're empty, like whatever, the ones, the fives, then the tens to him. And then he'll put their monies together.
What do you mean by make the money? They had jobs or something?
Well, I think
working at the bookstore.
No, he said that they were selling flyers at that time.
Selling flyers?
Yeah, he said that they were selling flyers.
How do you sell flyers? Just curious. I need to talk to Polight. I want to sell flyers.
Well, I mean, he said that that's why, you know, it was better for the ladies to do it or for him to do it while he was with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? But he was selling. That's what he told me. I didn't witness any flyer selling, but, you know, I would see them come back at nighttime with, you know, a lot of money, like ones and fives and tens.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever, where you from? Where you from in NYC?
The Bronx, 158th Street.
You're from the Bronx. And so he was in Brooklyn at the time.
He lived in Brooklyn. Yeah.
During this time, he was in Brooklyn at the time.
In Brooklyn, yeah.
Were you familiar with his history in Brooklyn?
What you mean his history?
Does he have a long history in Brooklyn, his childhood, anything like that, or that didn't concern you at the time?
Nah, that wasn't a thing. It was Brother Polight. I was down there. I went back and forth down there. We kind of built our relationship off of me trying to get him to print my book, and then him not printing it and not being on time, and then I'ma just, the way I am, I'ma just come pull, I'm gonna pull up on you. Like, so once he start messing around with, with the bread and the book printing, I start going to his crib, like, so I could, see and observe, and we start kicking it, and, he was sharp. I saw the potential. I was a believer.
He mean the other flyers.
No. Listen, he did lectures. And his videos. No. But I just want to say for the record, it's videos of Polight saying that he used to sell flyers back in the days. So I've never seen it, but I was there to eyewitness, like, the women coming in the house one time after, they give him all the money, and then he put the money together. They come back separate though. Like, they go out wherever they at throughout the day, and at night they come back at the end of the night and bring him the money.
Yo, talk about side of the now trying to say he was bluffing. Oh yeah, we got that. We talked about that last night. We're gonna get into all that. So now, once y'all get the rolling, what was y'all relationship after the book thing? Did y'all was doing lectures together or anything like that?
I think we did one lecture together in Atlanta.
Did you in doing these lectures, did you
we did one.
You did one lecture together. Now, in the beginning, what year was this? This is the interview too, family.
This is, I don't know. We did it. It was a minute ago.
2010, 11, 12?
Sometime around then. Yeah, maybe 2010, something like that.
When you was around Polight at that time, was New Covenant in effect before you was with Polight, or he designed New Covenant when you got there?
No, we came up with the idea for New Covenant together one day in the back of our Ali Muhammad class. We was watching, we were sitting in the back of the class, oddly enough, and we was talking about how much scamming and shit Ali was doing. Only to find out, I guess, we was having the conversation from two different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, a lot of the guys that was in ISIS with Ali, they was getting arrested and, all that fake paperwork shit. And, we was sitting in the back of the class and we was talking like, man, this organization would be good if Ali didn't come in here with all this fake paperwork bullshit he learned from Taj and them. So that was kind of the seed for creating another organization, you know what I'm saying, to replace it. But I wound up being like the first person to jump ship from the New Covenant shit, because it was like, soon as the shit started, he came right in with the very fucking same paperwork bullshit that Ali was running niggas down with. So I was like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And at that point right there was the very first time niggas heard me go live and say Ali and Polight is scamming. The paperwork shit is fake.
So
and look, that was before YouTube. That was when niggas was still on Blog Talk heavy. That was when Nikki Love was rocking. Abundance Child was rocking. Red Pill and Blue Pills was like the legends back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when Blog Talk was the thing before it was popping on YouTube.
So when you stopped dealing with Polight concerning New Covenant, did y'all still speak and deal with each other on other terms, or y'all kind of separated? Because a few years ago it seemed like y'all tried to reconcile.
Off and on, we it'd be like gaps where I don't speak to the nigga for it, because I'd be super disappointed with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, overall, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I just be super disappointed in the nigga. Like, every opportunity where it looked like he getting ready to turn and straighten up, it just be like, nigga, you still looking fucking goofy out here, bro. And the people is just like super forgiving, and I'm like, yo, you need to try to straighten up and go on the straight and narrow before you do something you can't come back from. You know,
Was he would you consider them to be a scammer from day one? But he can retain some information though, man. Amazingly.
No. If I thought he was a scammer from day one, I would have never been.
I'm talking about as you look back in retrospect.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely. That's all he do. You know what I'm saying? Like it, but that's a hindsight kind of thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know
as you look at it now, like because I've been studying this for a while, I'm looking at these old videos, and man, he's spitting things off, man. He's doing mathematics.
No, but
man.
look, even let me stop.
Sound crazy now.
Wait, look, but even those videos was a whole scam.
That's what I'm gonna talk to you about in a minute. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But what I'm saying, he was spitting all this off. He was wearing the clothes. I mean, but you know what I did notice in the midst of all that? I will always find a picture of Aminette scantily dressed. It's peeked in there a little bit. So he would have on the African garbs, if you will, and I will flick through, and this is through my research. I will flick through, and then like, wow, hold up, this is the same era of time. She got on a halter top, and he got on an unk with like a crown on. And so in my mind, I'm saying, hold up, this was them then. But no one really seen it then. When you look back now, were you able to see some of the things now that you wish you would have seen then? And can you describe it?
When you say now and then,
because now you look back and say,
or with the
character.
Oh, well, with the character, I honestly, like everybody else, I had people that was warning me from day one. You know what I'm saying? Like people from day one was like, yo, something is not right about that nigga. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I charged it to the normal differences that
Quirky.
Bronx.
He's just a quirky guy.
Wait, well, no. Bronx and Brooklyn have like a thing. So a lot of times people from uptown, we don't really fuck with people from Brooklyn and vice versa. So when people initially started telling me about him, I kind of just charged it to the game, like, they on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really let that bother me. You know what I'm saying? Like I still moved on. Like most people doing right now, they're finding a reason to continue to go ahead and fuck with Polight. Like even though the whole world is saying rapist, they're finding a reason in their mind to try to like justify, well, let's see if the girl let him on, or he's slick with, you know, his way of tapping into people's want, especially black folks, the want to work with a nigga, like the want to work with your brother, the want to help a positive movement. Like he taps into that.
Right. Do when you look back, do you see anything that jumps out to you that would say that, yeah, I can see that these charges could possibly, without the evidence, I mean, the evidence about the semen and all that now, that's damaging. But without all that, just say if he was accused of being inappropriate with a child, as you look back, are you able to seriously say that, man, I witnessed this, and now that I think that didn't look too good?
Well, there was a time period where everybody that was around them, whether they was just a person that bought a ticket to a lecture, or whether they was like a promoter or part of the network, from Brother Rich, Black and Nobel, King Simon, Sonetta, everybody in the community was like complaining about. In fact, if you go back and watch some of his old videos, he would start off damn near every conversation with Sonetta like, listen, the people want to attack my wife. They always going to say that my wives don't dress appropriately, and they saying that my wives ain't got enough clothes on, and blah, blah, blah. It became such a... So that right there lets you know that everybody was complaining. And what was crazy about it was that after that book came out, In My Father's House There Are Many Mansions, the babies start dressing like the mamas was dressing. So they had on the fishnet stockings and the high, so in hindsight, now that this is going on, everybody that's around at that time is like, nigga, what? It's just too much. When you look at the video of him looking at a rape victim, first of all, you're talking... A lot of people don't know that video with Polight on the bench, sitting down talking to the light-skinned brother, That guy is actually somebody that Dr. York raped multiple times.
A guy?
Yeah, there's a guy, there's a video. I know you've seen the video where Polight is saying, I don't care if Dr. York raped a thousand.
Yeah. I got that.
That guy that he's sitting down talking to is a Dr. York rape victim.
A guy, Dr. York raped a guy?
The guy that Polight is sitting on the bench.
Stop that. Stop. We don't do this on this channel.
Bro, the guy that Polight is sitting down on the bench with, that he's telling, I don't care if Dr. York raped 1,000 children with DNA evidence, but that is a rape victim of Dr. York's. So to me, that's the most disturbing part of that video, is that you don't even have no remorse. You don't have no like you're telling somebody that was literally raped multiple times by a predator, a self-admitted predator, right? Because we all saw the video where he pled guilty to 40 molestation. So he's a self-admitted child rapist. Polight said that he didn't care if he raped 1,000 kids with the DNA evidence. He would still worship him as his most high God and idol and blah, blah, blah.
That's what he said.
So, right. But so saying that alone is insane. But when you add in the fact that you literally telling somebody that was raped multiple times by Dr. York this, to me, that's the craziest. So at that moment right there, we all missed the damn boat, because when that video came out, that was a buzzing video. Like, that video was buzzing. Everybody was talking about that video because it was super controversial. A, people hadn't seen a Dr. York victim really sit down like that and talk straight. And B, people were surprised in the motherfucker at listening to Polight say that even if he know that he's a pedophile, he's still with the shits. You know what I'm saying? So everybody kind of just like, all of these red flags, people just let go.
Wow, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm looking for it right now while you're talking, because I had it on file. But with that being said, so during the time, I'm looking in the back, right? I'm looking back and I'm seeing during the time, it's a lot of people that was in position. It was a lot of people that was in position that helped Polight get to where he's at today.
That's a fact.
A whole lot of people. And when I look back, I see so many people that I can name right now, and most of them are all quiet right now. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into that, what I want to ask you is that, have you been able to examine the evidence that they claim that they have against Brother Polight?
I mean, I've heard about the evidence, but here's the thing for me, right? If he got a previous situation,
and we're going to get into that too.
Right. Where the previous situation mirrors the next situation. Like, so what is he going to be? The guy, like, so like, I'm trying to figure out with the supporters of Polight, like, where are they going? Because, like, for instance, I'm telling people this. Let's imagine that Polight is smart enough. He's clever enough. He's got enough connections. He knows enough people that he could finally, not finally, but he can somehow beat this case and be not guilty or get the case dismissed, right? Because they already start mentioning clerical error bullshit. And so I heard some few things, but that would mean that Polight, because Polight is like, no matter how much they want to support him, that video can't delete. We clearly see Polight sitting on the bench saying that a pedophile, even if he raped 1,000 kids with DNA evidence, is his most high God. So that should have told everybody what he wanted to do. He wanted to set up his own version of what Dr. York was doing. So now from that point, we have a situation where people, where, like Sarnetta said, it was a situation with Renintet, based on Sarnetta's allegations. Sarnetta said it was a situation with Renintet, and he saw it on the internet or whatever, and that's his wife's cousin and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that means, what did Sarnetta say was the result of that? That it got dismissed. Okay, so we have Brother Polight sitting on the bench saying that his most high God is a pedophile and he's good with that and all this and all that. Then we have a case of Polight with some type of, I don't know the details, but some type of rape molestation charge that gets dismissed. Now let's say there's another one right now. That's the same exact thing where he is with the mother and somehow they thought he had sex with the daughter, but maybe he's clever enough to get it dismissed. So are people comfortable after that supporting the guy who said his God is a pedophile that gets multiple child molestation and rape charges even if he beats them? Like what is going to be like? I could see Polight right now making a music video like, yeah, nigga, I beat the charges, nigga, fuck all that. Like how you gonna brag about beating rape charges, my guy? Like when you keep getting the same one over and over, like you got the same charge back to back, buddy. Like
so the book that I was reading, last night, and I will continue on Wednesday. Is that the one that he was accused of?
Yes.
And that's is this the same sister right here?
Yes, that's Renente.
That's with Renente. And he got that thrown out or whatever the case may be, and then she went along with him.
According to
Sarnetta, because we don't know if it was thrown out or not, or if it was just dropped, or if he paid somebody off or not. But according to Sarnetta, it was actually thrown out.
Yes.
So were you around during that time?
I was around before and sporadically throughout that time. But I was definitely around the time when the book came out and all that. Yeah.
Wow. When the book came out, you was around?
When the book came out, I was
whatever happened to the book? Because you can't find it anywhere.
That's well now you could find it on drenqi.com for educational purposes only for free. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. The book vanished. I think that it was probably, you know, it's probably too educational.
So let me ask you this. Are you, once Polight began to get the cars and the women and all that, were you a bit, were you jealous of any kind? Did you feel some type of way? How did that make you feel? Because, people would say that Enqi just doing this because he's jealous or something.
No, man. Listen, so here's the first thing, right? He's like, the best way to give you an analogy is like the, what was that shit like? With the guy was little, but he was behind the thing. I think the Wizard of Oz, maybe.
Yeah. The guy behind the curtain.
Right. So if you're behind the curtain, you can't get enamored. You can't get, like I was there one night when the guy who actually owned those cars that he was pulling around in pulled up on us at 4 a.m. for some of his money. You know what I'm saying? Like on some other shit, like, yo, and you got my Rolls Royce scratched, nigga. I should take the keys from you right now. Like on some shit like that. That the niggas that actually own them cars, you know what I'm saying? So how could I be jealous? Like I got children to raise, you know what I'm saying? I will always put them first. Polight lives in hotel rooms. Like you got to understand that. Like how could you be jealous of that?
So does he,
what I'm saying.
So let me say this real quick. Let me just digress real quick. So I remember when I seen Polight with this BMW here, and this BMW here, and he was flexing as if now I knew because I know what people do.
Wait, hold on. Let me go to the bathroom real quick and come back. We got to start right there on that. Yo, I got so much fucking. So I got such a story with that fucking car right there. Hold on, I'll be right back.
So anyway, family, let me say this. Hold up. So let me tell everybody, thank you for subscribing. Family, we're about to turn up now. We're about to it's about to get a little bit ugly. So put the children to bed because I do have some questions that I need to ask Dr. Enqi. So I want you to put the children to bed. It's about to get ugly a little bit. It is what it is what it is. The purpose of this show is to give people an idea of what and who is Brother Polight. And Enqi is one of the day ones, if you don't know. He's one of the day ones that was there when Polight was pretty much taking over people's lectures. We're going to talk about that in a minute. When whenever you see Polight in a crowd, we're going to talk about, like, it was all a hustle from the beginning. So we're going to talk about this car situation, and then we're going to be bouncing back and forth, and then we're going to be talking about the grooming of sisters. And I'm going to ask him, it's going to get serious in a minute, family, because I'm about to ask him some serious questions in a minute. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all be patient, and we're going to get this together. I appreciated that everybody thumbs up this video. How many of y'all new subscribers to Moorish World TV? Press 1 if you're a new subscriber, family. And if you're going to come back. You know, on Wednesday, we're going to be reading a book. We're going back to the book. If you're a new subscriber, let me first and foremost say thank you, because it's up to us, and I'm going to dedicate my channel to making sure that you know. And I'm also going to be dedicated. We got plenty of ones. I appreciate it. We got Petey Crack in the building. Is that Petey Crack for real? That ain't Petey Crack. If that's Petey Crack, what's that joint? Hey. Petey Crack, we killing it. I don't know if that Petey Crack, but if you are, brother, you one of my favorite rappers in the Rockefeller era. I ain't worried about nobody else. That joint, he be killing it with the syllables. But with that being said, we got Enqi back. So put the kids to bed, put the children to bed, because we're about to go in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But now let me put this back up here.
Yeah, let's get back to the butterfly doors.
Let's get back.
I almost got killed in that car.
Now, there you go. Now, in this car right here, right? Where are you? You was in California, right?
Yep.
And I follow this stuff. I'm telling you, ever since Polight's tried to scam people in Baltimore, brother, I've been keeping my eye on him. Because the way that it happened is, and I'll let you go from here. Polight came and do a lecture in Baltimore, and friends of mine, you know what I'm saying, that don't play around, they don't play no games. He see one of them flag and was like, Talker, introduce me to them. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I'm thinking Polight was cool. You know what I'm saying? Introduce him, and you know, he just carried it real wrong, real greasy, and he did it with the wrong people because, you know, he lucky. Let's just say that. But with that being said, so I've been tracking him, and so I knew this was in California. And so what I wanted to ask you was, what's the story behind this picture?
Okay, so right there,
see on blood.
we just getting that car. So I'm just fresh into LA, just off the plane, and my guy, well, actually at the time, just to bring it back, because the timing of everything is important. A guy picks me up at the airport. So Polight introduces me to him as, yo, this is my man, such and such and such. I ain't gonna say his name in this video because I ain't speak to him yet. You know what I'm saying? And shit is still up in the air. You know what I'm saying? So XYZ picks me up from the airport. You know what I'm saying? So we in the air, we jump in the whip with him, and Polight's like, yo, I gotta go pick up my new car. You know what I'm saying? And he's going in like, yeah, I just got the BMW with the butterfly doors, nigga. It's crazy. We gonna be lit. Blah, blah, blah. I just bought the 180,000 or some shit. He was throwing numbers in the air and shit. And so we was turned the fuck up. Like, we listening to the music, nigga. Me and XYZ, we in the front, Polight in the back, talking this crazy shit. And we just vibing like, okay, my nigga just bought a $200,000 car. Fuck it. I guess things all right out here. So immediately shit gets funny when we go pick up the car at Red Lobster. The car was at Red Lobster, my nigga. So we go get in fact, I think that might be right there at Red Lobster right there. That might be Red Lobster right there where the restaurant is. So I wasn't hip back then at the time to how luxury car rental shit worked. So I wasn't hip. But later on, I would found out that was a luxury car rental service, and he picked up the car from the last guy that rented it. And because the shit was funny was it was an inspection going on, and I was like, "Yo, so is this like the rental shit?" He's like, "Nah. I just copped this." I'm like, "All right, look like a rental shit though." You know what I'm saying? Because homeboy was like, you know how you go around the rental car or U-Haul and you look for any damage so you can mark it off like this already been
Absolutely.
damaged.
Man, I rent Hyundais all the time to go down south, to go to the Temple land, the Kias, and I check them out because I don't want to pay for it. I rent Kias.
Well, right now, at this point in the story, you know what I'm saying? Me and T exchanged a few words about it, but it didn't go crazy. It just was that what it was. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we ride off from there. XYZ pushes his own car. I get in the car with Polight. We wilding. We having a good time. We go to the studio because the studio actually, yeah. Vicky is in this story. Vicky is supposed to be in the studio recording while this is going on. And so we pull up in this car to the studio where Vicky is at working. And this goofy nigga is so like enamored with the car. Like he got a real narcissistic shit. He got some other shit going on with it. But he's so into the car. He like, yo, I don't even understand the controls. Help me figure out these controls. Now, me being from the Bronx, my head is on the swivel. We in LA. I don't know where we at. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just pulling up in the neighborhood and I can see that this is a neighborhood. I'm looking at the graffiti on the walls. I'm looking at like I could look around and see this is a neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? So like when we pull up, all these guys like move closer to the car. And then I see XYZ get out and he like, you know, like gestured to them and then they went back into wherever. And I'm looking at the whole time, this goofy nigga don't know what just happened. So anyway, we fast forward, we get into the studio and later on I learned that he had owed some niggas some bread. And when they seen me in the car, they had second thoughts about turning the car into Swiss cheese. So yeah. That was a situation. That car almost got turned into Swiss cheese because he owed some folks out there in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, some bread, and they was gonna get it another kind of way. But luckily, my sister lived out there, and years before I had went out there and did a lecture, and the guys that he owed money to wound up actually being supporters of mine. So when they saw me sitting in the car beside this goofy nigga, they was like, you know, like, nah, we can't do that. He would fucking Enqi. You know what I'm saying? Later on, they will put me on the hot seat. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing out here with this goofy ass nigga? I was like, bro, he told me he was on a whole new vibe and a whole new, you know, we had a long conversation. And he was like, yo, he trying to do shit different and blah, blah, blah. And I was behind that. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in favor of a nigga turning this shit around. At least, you know, not once you start raping children, but a nigga turning this shit around, trying to do the right thing. And, you know, that was the vibe. But, you know, quickly I learned that he was still up to like, yeah, he was just on fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Now when you go back and look, right, and I did the story yesterday about the young sister. What's the name? Renette. Renette. I did the story about Renette. And I got some video footage where as though she is sitting. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Not even the video footage. I mean, it's like she is like plastered on the screen as he's teaching. And so what I wanted to ask you is that were you ever in the company when him and her was around one another?
Yeah.
What to that we going back now? We going back. I told him put the children to bed. What did you ever, as you think back, did you ever see any signs that something didn't seem right?
Absolutely, a bunch of signs, but we never seen, like, we didn't see. It's not like we had R. Kelly type of shit. Like we had video of him peeing on it. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't have nothing. Right. And then when something came up, it got handled and squashed, and it got squashed in such a way that he wound up with custody of the kid.
Right.
So at that point, like I said, at that point when that first situation got handled, it wasn't like when somebody gets some wild charges put on them. If they get found dismissed or not guilty, whatever, you be like, everybody that know you is like, yeah, nigga, you did, like, but it wasn't that. Everybody was just like, all right, I guess we got to treat the nigga as a non-rapist because he was, the case, like he got the case dismissed. So, but fast forward, if that becomes a pattern and now you caught doing the same thing again.
Well, let me share this with you real quick, because I've done extensive research on this, and I turned the volume down because I'm gonna show this on my next show. But I examine this. Hold up. I examine this, and one thing that I noticed, there she goes walking up right there. Look at behind. She's walking up. And I've noticed that most of the time during this period of time, she's right there. But she's such a little child. So to make these accusations, look, she's such a little child. So to make these accusations, brother, we got to be right and exact. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to be honest, we're not making the allegations. The allegations was made already.
I'm saying to even expound upon them, and you were there during that period of time.
But look at that room. There's a lot of people that's there at that period of time. Because if you go on that wall and look at the vendors, it's going to be people all along that wall, from California to Red Pill, Blue Pill, like everybody was there.
What bothers me is that Enqi, is that the more that I dig, the more disgusting that it gets. And
see, hindsight is 2020.
This is a little child, man.
Listen, hindsight is 2020. So when the book comes out, people look and go, what the fuck is that? A polygamy book with a 13-year-old? Like, listen, when them charges hit the news, when Tasha K broke that story, the very next day, my daughter called me up crying. You know what I'm saying? Because she saw the story, she saw my freestyle, my Wankster freestyle, and she was mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a personal history. There was a time period when she felt like Renente was her best friend. You see what I'm saying? Like, these people that's making all these videos, they don't really have this is just some passing news that's really good for views and shit. That's why I kind of deleted all the shit that I had on my channel. I deleted it off my channel because I didn't want to be mixed in with people that's like just platform people. But my daughter called me crying about it, and she had forgiven me. She was calling me to forgive me for some shit from way back then, because I forcefully separated her and Renente. Like, I stopped her from, like, I was like, yo, you can't call Renente on the phone no more. Like, I had to stop her from communicating with Renente at a certain point because they was tight. And after all of the shit went down and he kind of skated away, like I told you, like, he was, the shit was handled however it was handled, but it wasn't like no exoneration. It was just like, all right, nigga, all right, we just watching you from here on out. But wait. But when Renente started switching her clothes and she started wearing the fishnet stockings and the short skirts and all that, that's when I had to pull my baby back. And I was like, listen, that's not going to happen. We're not getting ready to pull. We're not doing that. So I'm going to need you to pull back a little bit from Renente because she's on an accelerated, she's moving faster than I'm comfortable with you moving. Even I'm uncomfortable with the ideas that she's presenting, some of the ideas with Tony. And me and Tony fell out about this shit. Like, it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ripped her away from one of her buddies. So, And at the time I told her, I was like, listen, there's a lot of shit going on over there that nobody can really prove or stop, but y'all, you're minds. So I don't give a fuck whether it's proven or not proven. Yeah, you gonna go that way. You know what I'm saying? And so when she see the charges and shit, she was like, wow, that's the same shit that happened. Like, now it's making sense, Dad. I forgive you for, parents gotta, and then we had our little parental conversation on it. You know what I'm
Now,
saying?
during that time period, I think it's kind of, I've been trying to figure out what actually happened. Did the state come in to intervene?
Well, according to Sonetta, Polight got arrested with the girl, or from the charges stemming from the girl, and then the charges got dismissed. So apparently they was in family court or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But now I do know that there was another pregnancy, and the baby kind of disappeared, and it was very suspect to the whole community. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think I was around him.
And let me say this real quick. Everything that Enqi is saying here right now, many people are privy to. Am I privy to it? No, I'm in Baltimore. In fact, I was in my Moorish space. I was in that Moorish stuff that you see on YouTube. I don't operate on that corny stuff. So I was in my Moorish space. So I don't know anything about this. So this is fresh information to me. But what I'm saying is that this information that Enqi is given, and we won't blame anybody that was around that time, because it all seems a little bit fuzzy. You know what I'm saying?
No, wait. I think we need to blame everybody.
We need to blame who was who.
Wait. No, everybody need to be blamed. Now, you can move the blame a little bit, but everybody, especially the supporters, because the supporters is looking to just point blame somewhere else. But I want to make sure the niggas that continue to buy books and donate after all this shit start floating around, after you heard Sa say what he said, y'all niggas guilty too.
But what I'm saying is this. Sonetta already made a statement that he don't care who Polight sticks his private parts in. He already made that statement. So he doesn't care if Polight stick his private parts in a baby, in a dog, in a young girl, in a young boy. He just don't care. He already said that. So he goes to the back burner anyway. But what I'm saying, that many people around was looking on as this was an affection that a father shows to a child, or sometimes blinding themselves to believe that this is appropriate affection. So I said, you know what I mean? I don't want to throw everybody under the bus, but now that we look back, everybody that was there now should know what they were looking at.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And when the situation happened where the young sister left her mother to be with Polight, Sonetta gave specific detail. He even called her real name,
right,
that I never knew since I've been covering this. Yeah, did you know her real name?
So I'd be bad with the sound bites.
Did you know her real name? Her birth name?
I'm sure at the time I knew everybody's real names, but we didn't address each other that way.
But
that would fade out of my mind. I remember.
You see how you say that?
A new cat. Like, I remember that. I don't necessarily.
That's what I'm saying. You see how that fade out your mind? Sonetta spit it out like it was second nature.
Well, that's his family, though.
Yeah. Bro, you looking so serious that. So what I'm saying to you is that,
I mean, he say in the video that he knew them before Polight knew them. So that's his family. He definitely know them.
Yeah. Do you think that Sonetta, and we're gonna go back to that. I ain't gonna get off that case right there because we're gonna get on that case. Do you think Sonetta is culpable? In other words, and I'm using legal terms here. Do you think Sonetta?
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think that Sonetta is one who facilitated to pull the wool over people's eyes and act as if these things didn't happen and then present Polight to the people?
And my honest answer, I would say yes and no. So in my honest answer, I would say no. He didn't dust Polight off and set Polight up in a way to rape or potentially rape.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. To give
But
free.
But if you're asking me, did he constantly prop Polight up to
That's my
scam
point.
niggas?
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about dust him off, whatever he was accused of, whatever he seemed to be, just present him in the best light in order to that he could take advantage of people.
Of course.
That's what I was saying. Now when we go back to Renette, whatever happened with her mother? Anybody knows?
Well, nah, she well, when the allegations came out, that was her breaking up with Polight. You know what I'm saying? So they broke up and she took her baby. It's obviously she seen, shit that was inappropriate. So she bounced and took her daughters.
So was the allegations then? I don't mean to cut your wisdom. This is just how I do it sometimes. The allegations then that Polight was touching the young girl, and this is the reason that they broke up? Was those the allegations?
That was the story that we got.
And so
wait, when the mother took her daughters in the middle of the night, the daughter left her mother and ran away to go back to Polight. So I want to say that to make sure that people aren't still, because there was some other platforms that, like, they thought the girl that, like they thought a girl was still missing. You know what I'm saying? Because they only hear another clip saying the girl went away from her mother in the middle of the night. So some of them think that girl that ran away in the middle of the night is still missing. No, she lives and stayed with Polight, and she's there with Polight now.
So when you were in California with that picture, did you see her then?
Of course, she always around.
And what was the relationship when she was around?
I mean, just different, you know what I'm saying?
Like one of the wives or the child?
I would say in a middle space. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not like a child, because they had it was like I don't know, they was like tiered. I don't know, that shit was weird how that shit was, but she was with Riot. You know what I'm saying? So whatever level Riot was on, Renette was kind of in that similar space. You know what I'm saying? They had the same type of work cut out for them. They always had to share a room together. So they was always together.
So let me go with what's with the
Riot,
one.
And Riot is one of the wives. So her and Renette always stayed together.
So when Riot is gone, Renette, Riot is still there. That's right. That's the taller one.
Right.
Yeah, she's the quiet one.
Right. But Riot and Renette always stayed in the same room. Like whenever they get a crib, a hotel or wherever they staying, they share. Renette and Riot.
Man, listen, man. Hold up, man.
We're about to take it back.
Bro, you are dropping mega bombs. So
only for the people that wasn't around. Like, listen, if you listen to Ashley Wright's story, because Ashley Wright was a wife, that's the one that left him and got back with Music Soul Child. But when you listen to Ashley Wright explain it, she tell you that she was like, well, I was always there, and one of my biggest problems was the sleeping arrangements because my aunt didn't have nowhere to sleep and blah 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 blah. So that ain't like that's me saying that. That's already out there. That's Ashley Wright already broke that down.
All right. So let's get into this real quick. When you were out there with Polight, he always stunting like he got all of this big bread. But to his credit, he always globe-trotting. I remember when I first seen Polight pop up in Egypt for that debate. Remember that? He was promoting the debate. That was fly. I was like, my man. He popped up in Egypt and started reading Medunetter. I was like, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now, soon after that, I found out he was a fraud. And I was like, man, that ain't even dope no more.
No, because when you think, you be like, damn, but where you get that money from?
Where
bro?
did you get the money?
And then look,
And
and then
I'm
look.
getting to that in a minute
Watch.
too.
Wait. Look, the Polight supporters is gonna go, yeah, look at them. They jealous of Polight money. They watching Polight pocket. No, wait. Hold. I'm from 158th Street. Niggas get money all kind of ways. But what I'm saying, and I want to be specific to these goofy niggas so that they understand this. You cannot stunt on a group of people with money that you stole from them, especially when you stealing money from women and children and like people that can't even defend themselves. Like you just get money from goofy niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Let me ask you this. I was looking at some old videos now, and Polight do have a dark. You only can go so far back with Brother Polight. You might get to 2008 or 2007, and then it's nothing. It's nothing. There is no jail time. There is no crip walking. There is no nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he claimed he was with the Crips. He claimed, brother, let's get straight.
I never seen no Crip. I never seen no evidence that would lead me to believe Brother Polight is a Crip.
He don't even have Crip swag to me.
Well, I've been with Polight in his neighborhood, up and down the block, sitting on the patio plenty of times. We've been in the parks playing ball, different parks playing ball, talking shit with different niggas. Different niggas come by, but I ain't never seen him exchange a gang, like you know, gangs have handshakes and different.
I don't know none of that.
I've never seen him do that with anyone except the guys that he like started to like pay. So when you see the New Jersey guys and all that, those is guys that he was kind of like paying to come around. So when he's telling these stories about him being a Crip superior and blah, 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 and then people seeing the videos of actual Crips standing next to him, or when he had that debate and he had the Crips all, you know, like, yeah, if y'all fuck with Polight, we gonna come down, run down. All those is niggas from Jersey that he had on like some agreement. Like I was there the very first day he met them. Them niggas was all like from a family of people that followed Dr. York. And so when Polight jumped on the scene and he started writing the same type of books, they started supporting Polight books. Me and Polight had something going on with Dr. Africa in Brooklyn. And them guys came all the way from Jersey to see this lecture with Dr. Africa in Brooklyn. And that was the very first night that he met them. And they was buying books. And when Polight saw that these was actual real Crips, he was like, oh, nah, don't worry about this here. Hold on to this and take this for free. And just like kind of like keeping them around as much as possible, because from the outside looking in, they validate all his stories about being a Crip superior. But those are not, and those are real Crips. Them niggas is, you know, they who they say they is from Jersey. But they're not day ones of Polight. They wasn't around in the quote unquote 90s. Listen, they wasn't around in the quote unquote 90s banging with Polight or none of that. So those is a new group of guys that he met from Jersey. They not even from Brooklyn or none of that. He met them selling books and just like kept them around to validate the story. Like he's good with that. That's why we nicknamed him the talented Mr. Ripley. Like he can observe you and steal your whole swag and your whole shit. And then he could like be you the next day. Like he could come around you.
Grandmaster J. Grandmaster J. That's the same thing I said about Grandmaster J. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever met any of Polight day ones?
No. That was a red flag too, because I ain't seen none of them come around. No. The oldest friend was a guy named Tiba. And I seen him do Tiba dirty, and it was like that shit didn't register to me then, because they told me a story that somehow they caught Tiba stealing or some shit. Like when you don't see niggas around no more, they come up with a story about how them niggas did them dirty or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when people didn't see me around, they had to ask, yo, what happened to Enqi? Oh, Enqi stole my laptop. No, nigga, I didn't steal your laptop. Enqi's from the Bronx. When you have money that belongs to me, Enqi grabs physical, actual shit, because I know how to get my money back from niggas that owe me. so I had to hold on to that laptop and like, listen, don't worry about it, Polight. Take your time. Because, you know, Polight come with a lot of stories and shit when he owe you money. Listen. Let some of these people that Polight that owed money to come on this motherfucking line and they would tell you. Polight come up with Polight is the excuse master. And when he trying to do business with you or get money from you, he answers every one of your calls himself immediately, first fucking ring. The moment y'all get close, he starts shifting you over to Riot phone or one of them. Once you send the bread, you go in the voicemail and he in the meeting with other people right now.
So in the old videos I was seeing, before Polight became the Polight that we know,
okay,
says that he owned a bookstore, right? And
I never seen it.
But that's what he says. He owned a bookstore.
He said,
and you know what I mean? Somebody worked in the bookstore, whatever. And in fact, wait,
hold on.
The young sister said she used to go to the bookstore.
No. Hold on. Let me catch you, because Polight is good with playing with language to make things look bigger than they are. There's videos where you could catch him saying he owned a spot. But then there's also videos where you could catch him saying he ran the spot. And if you listen to his Vlad TV interview, he tells you that he was running that spot for either Dr. York or Dr. York's brother. And Dr. York's children was actually angry that he was working inside their bookstore because they like, yo, who is this nigga? He's not Nubian. We don't know him. What the fuck is he doing here? And so Polight basically went back and forth with the children until one of the children, quote unquote, got shot at a peace meeting that Brother Polight set up. So Brother Polight is working in Dr. York's business, arguing with Dr. York's children, and then sets up a meeting to quiet down the beef between him and Dr. York's children, at which point one of Dr. York's children gets shot. And so the craziest thing is when Vlad is asking him about this, he tells Vlad, he goes, oh, you mean the attempted murder? Oh, you mean this one? All right, yeah, let me tell you about this one. So he's like making it seem like there's multiple attempted murder cases or multiple murder cases. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, you know, so I was locked up in September, but then nobody showed up to court. So I came out in October. But then I was also on hand at a lecture that he gave in Brooklyn where he was doing that kill him with paperwork shit, where he was making it seem like he beat the murder charge because he had his UCC paperwork and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he told two separate stories about how he beat this murder charge. You know what I'm saying? But
there is no record of him ever being charged with any type of crime.
There is no
record whatsoever.
There's no record of him.
If anybody can produce, we have 1,600 people in this chat tonight listening to me and Big Brother Enqi. If anybody can produce the paperwork, any private investigator, any amateur investigator as myself, I really want to see the criminal record of Michael Nowak, just to confirm if he is who he say he is. Because now that leads me to my next question. Brother, do you think that he's possibly agent controlled, planted, and has been groomed for this work to distract and manipulate the people?
I think that we will all get that answer very shortly on September 15th.
But from your experience, because it goes all the way back, and you can go. I am a good researcher. I would have to say myself. It goes back into 2009. Maybe 8-ish, and we don't see nothing. Nothing. Nobody's school, no nothing. Just not nothing.
Did you see the movie The Talented Mr. Ripley? When he didn't have no identity to steal, he didn't have no identity. And that's who he been ever since I know them. Like, so I didn't know a lot of this shit. I found out in hindsight after I fell out, and then I started looking into more shit. So I don't want people to think that all this shit that I know now, I knew in the moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not until shit start looking super crazy that you start looking to examine shit like, hold up, man, what the fuck is this? And who is this person? And who is that person? And like you start having realizations. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. A lot of people don't remember, but it was me that made niggas reveal their real names online because I was doing a video and I forgot who I was going off on. Niggas know me. I be going off on every fucking body sooner or later. So I was like, these motherfuckers, you don't even know these niggas' names. I'm like, y'all think y'all know Umar Johnson name. His name ain't no fucking Umar Johnson. Polight name ain't no fucking Brother Polight. I'm the only nigga, if I pull out my ID and my YouTube page say the same motherfucking thing. When you get a package from me, your package actually comes from me. I'm like, who the fuck you know who actually used their real name and real address? None of these niggas do that. I was like, that right there let you know what the fuck is going on. These niggas give you fake names with fake addresses. Every one of these motherfuckers is sending you shit and receiving shit at a P.O. box. I said, now, if that right there, boop, red flag. Shit that I didn't think of. You know, I didn't even, and somebody had to mention it to me. It was like, hey, Enqi, you ever did any serious jail time? I was like, I don't have no felonies on my record. They was like, see, that's what separates you from these niggas too. Most of these niggas is felons. They out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like they in consciousness because they don't have nowhere else to be. They didn't come with something useful to the community. They came to live off the community. They didn't have a talent that was required by the people. They came to extract what they could from the people. These guys don't want to get you out of oppression. They want to replace your oppressor. You see Brother Polight sitting on the bench telling the rape victim that he want to be a rapist. When you talk about your most high God, that's the person that you most idolize. So clearly in that moment, Brother Polight told the world in his ultimate moment of honesty and transparency that he wanted to like grow up and be a pedophile. Now, if we look at that moment and we come from past that moment, we go, okay, well, there's a situation where you was accused of pedophile-like behavior and somehow you took care of it, you got it dismissed or whatever. Then there's another situation where your daughter that's supposed to be 8 years old, she disappeared. We don't know where that baby is. It looked like they saying New York State, you know, some other shit, right? Now you on the news in Florida, you raping, you know. So I'm just saying, even if you turn out to be innocent of everything, right? Because we seen R. Kelly pee on that girl in video and still wound up innocent, right? So we know that innocent in court and guilty in court don't necessarily mean whether you really did it or not in real life.
Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Let's say he molested 1,000 children. Factually. Okay. Genetic evidence and everything. Things that we don't deny. Scientifically, we say, wow, okay, true. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your most high, acknowledge him as your most high God? I would have to. If someone was to ask me, would you still worship him as your most high, acknowledge him as your most high God? I would have to. Would you still worship him as your most high, acknowledge him as your most high God? I would have to. You understand? They leaders is sexual.
Shout out to Seti. So
now, hold on. Let me say this, because that right there is another proof right there to the people that's saying, how come nobody didn't say nothing? At the end of that video you was playing, Seti went off. Like if we look back, so look, if we look back, this is the problem where I'm telling the people, it is y'all fucking turn to be fucking responsible now. If we look back, it's too many motherfuckers that said something. Seti getting ready to go on. If we go back, there was a time where Seti spent damn near 6 months to 12 months telling everybody Polight is a pedophile and he wants to take after Dr. York. We heard that from Seti at least like it was people telling us this shit, and everybody found a way in their mind to overlook it. Oh, well, Seti trying to hype it up for the debate. You know, he just hating on Brother Polight. He making up shit, you know. We coming up with whatever we listening to Polight dumbass tell us, oh, yeah, well, you know, niggas is hating. I don't know if niggas keep hating you into rape situations, my nigga. Like, I don't know if that's exactly how niggas hate. Like, I'm from the Bronx. We hate like we play basketball, my nigga, but we don't like hate into rape charges, my nigga. Like, what is happening where your private parts keep coming out around children, my nigga? Like, that is not hating. Nobody's hating you into that spot, my guy.
Could you take us into Could you take us into some of the intricacies of the household relationship? Because one would wonder what was what was Aminette doing? How was that function around there? How was that functioning? You know, it seemed like, do people turn a blind eye? If you do what you want, you have no accountability. How does that work, brother? If you could paint a picture for us, because you got women in there that are grown, and then you have a guy that seems to, he grabs a European woman and slaps her on the behind. He he just go all out for the last few years.
There's a hierarchy, like I said. You know what I'm saying? And you see it if you dare. They always have like a 2-bedroom or something like that. So in one room, you would have Polight, Aminette, and a new cat. Then in the other room, you'll have Ra'et and Renentet. And my aunt would be like kind of like makeshift type of vibe. You know, she could just float around and be, you know, wherever in anybody's room. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the vibe. But it was definitely a hierarchy there. You know what I'm saying? So you would see like Aminette and a new cat, like they couldn't last in the same space forever because they was both in that like number one slot. And Aminette was in the number one slot, I guess, because she was there first. But a new cat was older than everybody, so she was kind of like, nah, I'm not going for this, I'm not going for that. You know, like she was more of assertive. Like she wasn't fully into consciousness. Like she wasn't with none of all that submissive bullshit. Like she just was on another space. You know what I'm saying? So you could see like that wasn't going to fit forever like that.
But when you look at how Polight.
So let me say this: what Polight has right now, right? This is what Polight is doing right now, right? And this is why them niggas been trying to blackmail me to silence for years. But that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying? So release the files, Brother Polight. He got files from my ex-wife. He been paid motherfucking girls that he think I'm linked with to try to, like, he's a wild boy. That niggas be trying to investigate, to build dirt on you, to keep niggas quiet from saying. So do what you do. I'm not sitting around until there's a third fucking rape victim girl. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never made money from or with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you see me on on Sinetta's channel, I paid to be on Sinetta's channel.
What do you charge?
Oh, different prices. Sometimes just a donation, but always. So it's not like. But what I want to clear up is I don't want people to think like he's putting me on there because I'm his homeboy or his man. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. All the years y'all seen me on there, I had to pay to get on there. Like that wasn't for the love. I don't want people to think like, oh yeah, Enqi, I was your main man. Like, nah. You can't go back in your mind and think of a time that King Simon and Sinetta was passing out flyers to administer Enqi lecture. You can't think back into your mind of a time where Sinetta booked me to come in and do a lecture. Never, not one time. Even though in your mind you think back, you'd be like, wait a minute, Enqi, you was there from day one. How the fuck did that never happen? Because I never went along with the program. I was always bucking at certain shit. And I was like, bro, I can't, certain shit I just can't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Even if I try to fuck with it, which is where y'all see me come back on the scene every so often, I try to blend in and go along with niggas, but it just never worked. And I'm the only person on record throughout this whole community that literally you could look at the digital footprint and go, Enqi did try to work with everybody. Like you could see me doing lectures with this person, lectures with these people, anywhere where I feel like people really working, I'm there. I'm down with you. Let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? Till I see different, then I go on and do my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man. Like I know how to stand on my own too, and handle my own shit. You know what I'm saying? But literally, you could look back and see me working with everybody. People want to look back and go, yeah, but he was working with Polight. Okay, but I was working with Ali. I was working with KT. I was working with the Pills. I was working with the Moors. I was working with everybody that presented themselves as people that wanted to uplift the people. Shit, the very first picture that Q Butter has in the conscious community is me and him, where I seen him at outside a lecture. I'm coming out of lecture, and niggas was like playing Q Butter to the left. You know what I'm saying? Because he was coming up there trying to tell people about his child shit. Like, he been super dead. That's why I fuck with Q Butter. No matter what the niggas was telling me, yo, you know, because they put out, you know, they blackball you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll tell all the platforms not to let you go on they shit, and then you blackball. So,
hey, bro, real quick, bro, for the Q Butters, and that's the reason why I created Moorish World TV, because in watching Sinetta, I seen how he would check people, disrespect people, and then they would have to go back to Sinetta to correct the situation.
Yeah, they're black.
That's why I created Moorish World TV. When I say I created because of Sinetta and he inspired me, that's exactly what I'm talking about. But back to my brother Q Butter. That's my man.
But yeah, he said, yo, I love your gold teeth. And at the time, like, everybody been attacking me for having gold teeth forever. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, he was like the only nigga ever to say, yo, I love your gold teeth. So I was like, oh, what's going on, fam? You know what I'm saying? And then we started kicking it. He was telling me his program and shit. And I was like, all right, well, shit, if I ever find myself in a position to help, you know, I mean, niggas all scrapping. I'm trying to get my shit out there. You know what I'm saying? But we vibed, we took a flick, and I was like, you know, if ever I could do something, you know, I'm down. Your shit sound official. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Q Butter's an official nigga. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when you look at me, I done been around everywhere trying to work with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't get caught up in that shit. Like, oh, he was with Brother Polight. Like, I was working with every fucking body in this community that said they was trying to work with kids.
So look, when I look back on Polight and I do the research, I find pictures, I find posts where they say, some of the posts say, and I'll be talking about this on Wednesday. Some of the posts you have, this is our home in Florida. This is our home. And this was back in 2010. You know what I mean?
Those was timeshares.
Timeshares. Okay.
Those was timeshares. The timeshares was cheaper and easier for him.
So are the women lying too? Because some of these posts is on some of the wives' Facebook. So are the women in on it too? Like
absolutely. Well, hold on. That's what I'm saying. There's a hierarchy, right? Like I said, Raed was always with the children, or with I don't know, but she wasn't in like the decision-making slot. So if anybody knows anything, it'd be Aminette in terms of any kind of business or house shit or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But Raed was more like, she was the one writing all the books.
Well, now there is some rumors.
Hold on. Don't go past that part. You heard what I said?
Raed was the one that writing all the books.
Okay.
So Polight wasn't actually writing the book. the 30 books, 4 years ago. Now he got 90 books. Do he actually have 99 books?
I mean, I'm sure he do.
But a script ain't one. But look.
But that's why I was saying, Polight is walking on eggshells right now, because, like, for instance, he done put a lot of money and work into trying to get me to stay quiet. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have to worry about me as much as he got to worry about Renente. He has to worry about Renente.
I think she's coming out.
He got to worry about Raed. He got to worry about them. And God forbid, listen, if Aminette take a shit on the concrete, that nigga better eat the whole log. Because if she open her mouth, God damn,
she know everything.
The sky would start falling.
She know everything.
The sky would start falling. But like I said, there's other people that was around, like Ashley Wright was around. She seen her, you know, she was there. She was a quote unquote wife. You know what I'm saying? So it was people that.
But she wasn't there that long though, was she?
You don't need to be when you're in a wife capacity. When you're in a wife capacity, you backstage pass, basically. Like, you seeing what happens when the lights go off, how people go to sleep, how people wake up, what happened in the nighttime. Like, you seeing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to be there that long as a wife.
There's some rumors going around right now that what happened in Florida recently was really about pimping. Because the story goes that the mother was in another hotel and
no. All right, let me stop that.
No. Let me finish the question.
The hotel shit is because they live in hotels. I keep trying to explain to people that's where they live. That's why the story starts and ends in hotels. You know, the story starts and they was in a hotel and then they left that hotel to go to another hotel, and the mom was in a hotel and he went to another hotel. They live in hotels. When the story about my aunt coming out missing came out, it was she left the hotel. Like, they live in hotels.
And the same thing with the guy that just passed away, may God bless the dead. What's his name?
Crypto Roots.
Crypto Roots. He said that they were in the hotel and he was in the car. Remember, if you ever see Crypto interview, I got them all. I got them all too. He said they would sleep in they would go to the hotel and he would sleep in the car, or they would get him a room at some little flea bag hotel and they would be at a better hotel.
Right. Well, they had 3 hotels that they was rocking over there for a while in quote unquote Hollywood. They was using the what's that? The Circle 8 or the 8 motel.
Motel 8.
Motel 8. They was using, and Motel 8 was like the medium one. So they spent most of their time at the medium one. Then there's a smut hotel that was like right around the corner from this big famous hotel, where a lot of celebrities and rappers and stuff would stay at. So the Circle 8 is maybe like 6, 7, 8 blocks, you know, like 10 minutes from this expensive hotel. And then around the corner from that is like a $50 boy for whatever. Now, a lot of the pictures that Polight got where he's standing next to celebrities he was doing like that. He would just stand in front of this hotel all day and wait for celebrities to come through.
Brother, I knew that.
Mondrian. It's called the Mondrian. That's the name of the hotel. He would just stand at the hotel and wait for celebrities to come through, and he'd take a picture with the celebrity. And then what he'd do is he would caption the picture as if it was more than it really was.
I knew he was doing that.
And
I could tell that in the beginning. Because
yeah.
I mean, it was just pictures just random popping up on his thing, and like with my friend, or you know what I'm saying? He'd do it with Denzel and like.
Listen, I didn't catch on to the shit until I was with him one time in Vegas. Well, he wasn't even with us in Vegas. This nigga just like hung on to us in Vegas. This shit was weird, but we was out there with 50. And this nigga came and took pictures out there with 50. And then when he posted on Instagram, he was like, yeah, so I was just doing this and that with 50. And, you know, it was a long party and this and that. And we looking at this shit and niggas hitting me up like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with your man? Yo, I should fuck this. Like niggas is like feeling a way about it. But I'm like, yo, you know, the nigga got some mental illness or some shit. I don't know. I was making excuses for the niggas. I didn't want him to run down on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, the nigga got mental illnesses and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say.
Bro, do you know anything about that really bogged my mind? Meta World Peace. Meta World Peace was with Polight. He was one of the first celebrities to actually endorse Polight. And then out of nowhere, Meta World Peace just drops off. No, nothing.
I think something I don't know the details, but I think something happened with the money, and that's why Polight had to move out the first apartment. Because the first apartment that he had out there in Beverly Hills, Ron had got him that crib.
Oh.
So when the fallout, whatever that was, I don't know what it was, but something happened where, yeah, he had to get up out of that job.
So I'm about to put this in the chat. I want anybody that wants to donate, support us going to the Polight trial. I'm going to get firsthand footage. I'm serious, but y'all think it's a joke. I'm real serious. I'm putting.
Hey, listen, it's going to be a party down there. Everybody that Polight owe money is showing up to the courthouse. They coming with their own shit to file.
I'm putting my Cash App in there, and I'm going to save it. And anybody want to support for me and my security, 300 gangsters is going with me. I already talked to Wolf. We going down there. The heavy duty trucker. Yeah, but swoop whoop everywhere. Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm a Moorish American, but I'm gonna tell you, we gonna bring the real out on this day. And so anybody want to support, I'm going to get real footage, real live footage. We're gonna hear the testimony. I'm staying down there. I already told my wife I'm staying down there because I want y'all to see it in real time. We're not going to let them come back and tell the story. You know how they always come back and tell the story? And then we like, ah, man. Like, imagine if we was there during the time that he had to make an appearance for the young girl that supposedly was molested in 2014. Imagine if we could have been there. You couldn't come back and tell the story. You couldn't come back and say they dropped the charges. You can't do that. So, Brother Taharka Bey, I am committed to clean this fake internet conscious community up.
Brother Taharka, well, we need to find out what I'm curious about. And I'm going to tell you.
I'm real serious too, family. So if you want to support this, hit the Cash App. I'm going to do right by you. And I'm not begging for a Cash App. In fact, I think we got enough supporters here. I'm going to be going. You know what I'm saying? Mafia Lane gonna be right there with me, riding shotgun. There you go, right there. He gonna be riding shotgun with the big black van with the black tinted windows.
Now listen, I think the crazy thing is that Polight be having these people under some sort of hypnosis, meaning we all saw Brother Polight had a pregnant wife. And she had
LB, thank you, brother. Knowledge that's hit me with a donation through the chat. Let me acknowledge these people, the friends that's hit me up through the donation. I want to thank my brother LB. I want to thank the original people. I wish the original people, I need to make him a moderator, but I don't see him in the chat. I also want to thank Wilson, Darwin, and I want to thank Miss Crow. I want to thank everybody, family. We going there, family. We going there, and I ain't telling you put any type of price on it. We going there. I already told my wife. I told my wife. You know what I mean? I talked to my brother Wolf. I say, brother, we going. We going. It is what it is. So, Enqi, are you there, brother?
1 second.
He said 1 second. So, family, I thank you for all your support. But we going up in there, family. Wouldn't y'all want to see the live footage as opposed to somebody say, breaking news? Polight was found not guilty, or breaking news. Polight was convicted, or breaking news. It's a hung jury.
Listen. Hold on, Taharka. Listen. We don't care what they say. We prefer to hear you say it first, goddamn.
If that's what we gonna do. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be right there when it happened.
That's what we want.
Free Dr. York. Now, free Dr. York.
But wait, hold on. Because Polight took us all on this journey where he was supposed to be teaching about home births, and he was selling this whole home birth thing. And then when it was time to give birth to the baby disappeared. And then Ali Muhammad dumbass jump out there and start making videos saying that Polight baby transitioned during the home birth, and that's why they not mentioning the baby now. Polight was saying something about
this is too much. This is some heavy. This is too much, man.
No. You know what's gonna be too? What's why it's not too much?
These people are still around, though, brother.
But no. But each thing I say, the people got to deal with it because they know it's a fact. Like when niggas think back, they're gonna go, "Oh shit, I remember when Ali said that Polight baby died." Now the crazy thing is, it's finally surfacing that the baby didn't pass away or anything. New York State had took the baby and ruled that Polight was a danger to be around children, and so that Polight could never see the baby.
Brother, that's a tough allegation. Say allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, but I read the paper of Polight trying to challenge they jurisdiction and all this bullshit to get his baby back. So it's not that alleged. I mean, but allegedly, I guess.
Do y'all want to read that? Do y'all want to read that documentation? I actually got the documentation today.
Oh, God damn it. What? I should have knew where I was at, right? I should have knew where I was at.
I got the documentation today. And let me tell you something. I want to say this. There's a lot of people out here that are concerned. Enqi, what you're saying is 1,000% true. There's a lot of people out there that was there. There's a lot of people out there that was wrestling with themselves during that time, didn't know what they were looking at. But today they know what they were looking at. And many of them are emailing me probably right this minute. So a lot of information, a lot of people was waiting for a Moorish World TV to confirm what they thought was going on. And I'm saying if not necessarily me as Morris World TV, but any type of platform would address and come and you know, face it head on. Nobody else faces this stuff head on. There is not one, not with receipts too. I ain't gonna talk about it if we can't receipt it.
But no, here's the thing. The difference is you didn't have a vested interest in Polight. See, Rich and Sinetta, they both brung Polight up. They both brung Polight out. And King Simon. We can't forget about King Simon. Those three right there is, if it wasn't for King Simon, nobody would know about Polight. Not Sinetta, not Rich, nobody. King Simon was the first person doing backflips and all kind of shit.
Crazy.
I gotta introduce Brother Polight.
I love King Simon, man, but he's a crazy hype man, brother. Crazy hype man.
But see, now listen, but King Simon was more instrumental than in this fuckery than you think, though. And see, that's the shit that you gotta deal with. So before you even pull that receipt up, you gotta
let me ask you, do you have
hold on, because I want to stay on King Simon's fucking neck.
Hold on. Do you have a beef with King Simon?
No, I don't. But if we dealing with, I can't watch y'all put all the pressure on Sinetta and not mention King Simon. After I just listened to King Simon lie on Star Radio Show the other night. King Simon is the nigga that introduced Polight to everybody, not Sinetta. He introduced us all to Brother Polight. And him and Aminette was the ones that put together the marketing scheme that created the brand of Brother Polight. So one of the first things that made people start like really paying attention to Polight was that everybody, when they did lectures, it would be about, 30, 40 people in the fucking room. That was kind of like the normal amount of lectures. You get, normal amount of people that come to your shit. Once you start building up your shit, you get about 60, 70 people. Only a certain handful of people, and this is how they earned the names master teachers. It wasn't because of their information was that fucking deep. So y'all niggas knocked that shit off with fucking Phil Valentine and Delbert Blair and Bobby. They was the master teachers. Listen, they was the master teachers because those was the niggas that the promoters was sure that they could get a return on their investment. So when you booked a Phil Valentine, it was going to be 150 niggas to show up. When you booked Delbert Blair or Bobby Hemmett, 150 niggas, 200 niggas was going to show up. So what King Simon was doing, because King Simon was the promoter for all those guys, is he would have Polight come and open up for them and say, yo, I'm gonna let my little bro come open up for you. And he would let Aminette film Polight speaking, and then she would film the whole audience. And then they would chop that and edit that and put that up as a Polight lecture. So when you're looking at the lecture, you thinking there's mad people in there. Like this one right here. If I'm correct, I think this is a Phil Valentine lecture.
Did you hear what he said? Listen to what he said.
That's King Simon too. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. You trying to kick King Simon out of this shit. You're a funny nigga because you played a clip of King Simon announcing Renentet book. So now how nobody don't know nothing about this book? You got King Simon saying, stand up, everybody. Renentet coming out with the new book. And the whole crowd, they clapping the shit up. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. Renentet coming out with her new book. Thank you, King Simon, for letting everybody know that we could buy Renentet's book.
This is.
I was there. So I think that was a Phil Valentine lecture, but that's what he used to do. And after a while, Brother Polight built up enough money that he could book people and bring people in. And then that's when he really picked up, when he was able to pay Phil Valentine to come in and speak. And then he could couple himself with Phil or Delbert or whoever, But that's how he always did his shit. And that's how he got the lecture. Hold on. That's how he got the lecture with Dr. Sabi. That
That's what I
very
was about
first
to say.
that old lecture we see with him and Dr. Sabi didn't know him when that happened. When that first old lecture happened, Dr. Sabi does not know Brother Polight. King Simon is bringing Dr. Sabi in for a lecture. Dr. Sabi is famously late, and so he lets Polight warm up the audience until Sabi gets there. Later on, they cut and edit the shit, and it's like they cut and edit the shit and put it together where it looks like Polight is there going in with Sabi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow. So brother, before I go back to Dr. Sabi, let me ask you, when you were in Cali, did he ever speak of Mayweather? Because he really act like him and Mayweather, that's his right-hand man. Did he ever speak of Mayweather?
Yeah, I mean, he worked on that for a long time, but he was like obsessive, like a stalker with that. But he created a real relationship with them. Yeah. But it started from him standing outside hotel rooms and all that. Like, them niggas would never speak to him. So he could never get to speak to like no Mayweather or none of that. But
so I'm
gonna tell you how he got in. He would start talking to the guys that hang around. Like, so when you move with a big entourage, right? When you move with a big entourage, the entourage got levels. Because it's niggas that's with you, but then it's niggas that's with the niggas that's with you. And then it's niggas that's with them. So like when the entourage pull up, everybody don't go inside the building. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas, you stay at the car. You know, you don't go no. Then some niggas, they go in the building, but they don't get to go all the way in the office where they discussing business. Like, so what Polight would do is work the smaller guys until he got cool with them, cool enough to just hang around. That's all he did. Cool enough to hang around so he could find out what party niggas is in. And he just kept showing up to events until he started talking to the guy, P Grimy, P Realer, some shit like that. And he started giving them free books and he just was always around, hanging around. So, and then when he got his chance to meet Floyd, you know, he just kept coming around. And what happened is Floyd and his team doing their homework on Polight. They go to Polight Instagram to see if Polight really is who he say he is. And when they look, they see Polight standing next to mad other celebrities. So it gives them the impression that this nigga know mad celebrities. You know what I'm saying? But he don't. You know? I remember one night we were standing outside the Mondrian. I'm there with him. And Mobb Deep walks by. And they go into the next hotel from the Mondrian. And I had spoke to one of them because I know them from the neighborhood loosely. You know what I'm saying? And so Polight was inside doing something. And when he came out, I was like, oh yeah, Mobb Deep just passed through. That's, you know, that shit was crazy. You know, whatever, you missed it. And he was like, what? Nigga, we missed a pick opportunity? Come on, let's go. And ran down to the next hotel and was like trying to go through the building to find what room and shit. I was like, yo, this is crazy. In fact, it's the same night. Because after we came out of that hotel, we were standing in front of Mondrian again. And that's when the White Jesus guy came up. So if people remember, we did a skit with White Jesus where we standing there and it's a White Jesus character, literally. And he go, how come y'all talking to me? Because I'm not for black folks or some shit. But that shit went viral, you know what I'm saying? Like, or through the community anyway. But it was that same night. And so I learned then, like, oh, this nigga's with the goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So just shit like that, which, like, I can't stand around you if you do certain things like that because I'm somebody. Like, I'm not a person that's from nowhere or just became popular for herbs and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm somebody. I'm attached to real people. So when I see you doing certain things, I go, oh my God. And it's on spot. So it's not like I could come back in hindsight. But once I seen that, I was like, oh man. And thank God that trip wound up being the last trip that I fucked with him because he did some sucker shit with a part of me coming back out there was supposed to be him making up to the people and turning over a whole new leaf. You know what I'm saying? So That never happened. He turned that into some whole other goofy shit, and just a bunch of different shit happened. And I left. At the time, I seen Yada like paid his.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. I wanted to ask you about Yada. That's what
Yada paid Polight to become somebody known in the community. Before Polight introduced Yada in the community, Yada was like flipping his identity on YouTube, like trying to find himself. So it's no shot to him. But I seen when he came in and he paid Polight. He told Polight he wanted to be a mentor. Polight charged him some old ridiculous number of money. And then after that, after he sent the wire through, Polight was online like, yo, Yada's a great healer and he's a nutritional, this and that. When I seen that shit, I was like, nah, I can't fuck with these niggas. This nigga's super goofy.
So now Yada is a staple on the internet now, as the know what he talking about guy.
Right. That's why. See, it's a lot of niggas that to me is goofy that I'll never watch. Or when people ask me about them, I'll be like, yo, I can't fuck with it. Because I seen you come. Like, I seen when you started your campaign and I seen how you started it. So he started it by paying Polight. Polight, dumbass. Polight so dumb. Like, when you think you so smart, you ever heard the saying, play fool to catch the wise? Polight dumbass, soon as Yada paid him, he got a video on his Instagram page. Look, he got a video on his Instagram page of Yada and him in the Gucci store with Yada buying him clothes and shit. Yeah. And then the very next day, he announcing that Yada's a deep healer and all this other bullshit. And niggas be like, yo, Enqi, what you think about Yada? I'm like, bro, stop asking me questions, because if you ask me any questions, I'm going to just sound like a hater.
Right. But I hope my wife ain't watching right now, because I remember one time she shot me one of the videos, and I was like, yeah, this probably pretty sharp. But
and then what you seen? Yada lady done bust him out like he's selling the $1 fake shit for $200. Like, oh, that shit went crazy.
So
and I don't even blame Yada. I blame Polight, because Yada looked up to Polight. See, now here's the problem I have with Polight, which is another reason why Polight this shit need to be nipped in the bud. There's young brothers that's looking up to Polight, and they're looking honestly at the conscious community, and they honestly want to participate. And then they're meeting up with this goofy nigga, and he's showing them his crooked shit. And then they releasing into the community now based on his framework that he gave them. So I attribute all the goofy shit that Yada went through all to Polight tutelage. I don't put none of that on Yada. You know what I'm saying? Because later on, Yada figured out quick, like, oh, this nigga Polight super goofy. So then you got Yada saying he not fucking with Brother Polight. And the crazy shit is the timing of those videos was so funny, because Polight had got evicted from one of his cribs, and the word had got out that Polight was evicted, homeless, living in hotels and shit. So in order to prove he got money, he got like this white Rolls Royce looking type of car and made a video and said that he just bought 2 mountains. Yo, I swear to fucking
I remember he bought an island though.
Yo, listen. I almost peed on myself when he said he bought 2 mountains. I said, yo, this nigga here. I said, yo, this nigga's amazing. I said, listen, this nigga's better than Will Smith in that movie when Will Smith was doing the slick shit. I said, yo, this nigga is insane. And then look, who the fuck? Now listen, y'all talking about a warning sign. You goofy fucking ass adults should be ashamed of yourself. A nigga told you he bought 2 fucking mountains and you niggas needed more warning signs? How does a nigga that buys 2 mountains also say hit the donation button right there? Come on now. How does a nigga that bought 2 mountains say, can you hit the donation button right there? What the fuck?
And then they hit the button.
I'm like, what the fuck are these niggas doing?
Hey,
Enqi. Hey, wait, look. The next day after he do that, then Yada make his video saying he don't fuck with Polight, and then he say he just bought 2 mountains. I said, what the fuck? So clearly, Yada bought a little bit of property up in a mountain, and then listening to Polight, he exaggerating the shit. But Polight was counting on telling people that Yada's property was his property, and that he was setting up a healthy retreat center up in the mountains for people to go do the Sadie program with him up in the mountains at this retreat. But it was Yada shit, and Yada found out the nigga was goofy and cut the nigga off, so he couldn't run that shit no more. See, all these things, if niggas think back, they remember all this shit. So it's not a matter of me having to make up nothing. Niggas seen this goofy nigga with the white Rolls Royce, the old time looking car, telling niggas he just bought mountains. And niggas believed it.
Enqi, one time Polight had got mad, and I think he told people, and somebody asked in the chat that he had bought you a house in Detroit or something like that.
No. He didn't know. He didn't say that he bought me. That's I don't know how that story got.
I don't know either.
But let me say, because it's truth to the story. But that's how technology works. I keep trying to explain to people, mixing truth with falsehood and taking shit out of context is how you spread technology.
That's how you manipulate.
So my house got flooded. At the time, my house got flooded. My baby's up in there. You know what I'm saying? So I need something now. You know what I'm saying? I had money. But when you buy a house, for people that know, it's not an overnight process. It's not like an outfit. You don't just walk in the store and grab the house you in there. It's paperwork and all kind of shit you got to do. So Polight hits me and was like, yo, well, I got a couple of joints up in PA. You know what I'm saying? And I got the deed. You could just come move in right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? So we get up to PA and it's timeshare shit. So I'm already like, bro, I told you I can't fuck with this, goofy shit here. So he sits me down with somebody that's supposed to be an owner of the timeshare. And he tells me that there's a whole timeshare property, but as they trying to rebuild it, they trying to sell off some of the older units and reduce their size. So, the older units is like they dumping them for the low. I put that cash in Polight hand, never got the motherfucking deed. So there is a video floating because there's a certain type of energy I bring around them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Polight is like a scary nigga. He's not like a thorough type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's another type of energy that he needed me around for. Like, Tazariak and them will tell you. You know what I'm saying? So when that Cross the Line video went up, I was there at the Cross the Line shit. Like, niggas forget, I'm all these places, I'm there. I'm at the Cross the Line shit. When you go back tonight, if niggas turn this video off tonight and pull up the Cross the Line video, you're going to see me standing right there. And I was getting ready to cross the line, but I realized that I couldn't jump the gun and go further than a nigga willing to go for his own wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? But Tazariak and them niggas was going crazy. He was calling Aminette all kind of dumb bitches and everything. He was going nuts in front of Polight. You know what I'm saying? So I was ready to jump the line and you know what I'm saying? Like, and in my mind, I'm like, this nigga told me all this Crip Superior shit. I'm like, nigga, it's time. This is, it's time to, we got to, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you get your ass beat sometimes, but sometimes you still got to fight. Like, it's certain times where it's like, come on.
It's go time.
We got to get our ass beat out here. Because it was a bunch of Hebrew Israelites. It was just me and Polight and the women and shit. And Sinetta, of course. But Sinetta, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, we getting ready to get our asses beat. But we get ready to get our asses beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Polight was scared to death. And I'm talking about visibly shaking. Like, you could see he was trembling and shit. Like, Sinetta edited the shit out of that video. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. So I'm saying is, Polight's a scary guy. One time on Hunt 25th, hold on, there's another incident where you could really see it. You know what I'm saying? Polight, Renentet's father popped up, and he literally wanted every bit of fucking smoke with Polight. And Polight was like hiding behind Bezo and the niggas that used to be right there in front of Harlem Mart and shit, and started crying because homeboy was barking on him, talking about beating his ass. He literally broke into tears. So yeah, we seen the real teardrops. I don't know about the teardrops he said he had on Vlad TV, but we seen the real teardrops when homeboy was like, I will fuck you up. These is my daughters. Polight was like, oh, why are you trying to get like that? I was like, wow. It just be moments where niggas that you look at a certain way, do some shit, and you be like, oh, wow.
when you went to Cali, right? Did you stay at his house?
I did.
It was that a timeshare also?
Nah, he was in an apartment.
He's in an apartment, and so when he recently do this thing where he goes to what's the most exotic place, the big exotic place over there in the desert. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I don't know. Vegas?
No. I'm talking about over there in the east.
Dubai?
When he went to Dubai. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
yeah, but he went there for free. It wasn't like he spent no money to go over there. He went over there as a hangers-on of Floyd Mayweather's entourage.
Because I was going to say, Polight, and that was going to segue me into this question. Now, Polight said, I mean, allegedly, according to the report of the rape that he's now charged with, the mother says that Polight says, please don't report this. It's going to ruin my career.
Yeah. And now I'm hearing shit that they attacking the girl, saying that the girl had fake ID and blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying to myself.
But no, I wanted to ask you, though, about
Wait. I just want to say to the people that's stupid enough to even start to listen to no dumb shit like that, don't even start to listen to it. Because I didn't really hear it like it was hearsay to me. But don't even start to listen to no dumb shit like that, because if it's ID only matters when you're dealing with a stranger. Meaning,
but no, that was
hold on. Wait. If I go out to a nightclub and I meet a girl and she got a nice body and this and that, and I ask her how old she is, she say whatever. She in the club, so I gotta assume she 21 or 18, whatever the club limits is. I ask her how old she say. That's one thing. But if this is your wife, daughter,
there we go.
ID don't fucking matter. What the fuck are you talking about? This is your wife, not your girlfriend, not a bitch you just met last week, not the jump off, not the overnight, dun-dun. Your wife, of course you know what her daughter's age is. You don't need an ID to know whether her. Come on now. Like, these people I'm talking about these motherfuckers is dumb as bricks. I don't know how this community claims to be the smartest community. A lot of these motherfuckers, I'm going to tell you the problem. A lot of these niggas be setting examples. So a lot of these people follows Enqi. And Enqi is an illiterate nigga that likes to take pictures sitting in front of books. And that, I'm going to tell you, the funniest thing on earth to me, I watch Enqi and I cracks up.
You be careful now. That's my homeboy.
Listen, I cracks up watching Enqi till I cry. Enqi don't even know how to read, and he always sitting in front of books. I said, this nigga here is the biggest con. He bigger con man than Polight, pretending he know how to read. It's a straight con. So all these people now, they buy books, but they don't read them. And I experienced that afterwards when I start going to people's houses and shit. I go in niggas' houses immediately. They show, I got Behold a Pale Horse. I got this book here by Francis Cress Welsing. I got this one and that one and blah, 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 blah. Oh, Chancellor Williams. I said, so did you read that? Oh, I'm about to get on it next week. I'm about to start that up. Oh, did you read this one? Oh, yeah, I read
a few pages. Who's on crack pipe? I love y'all. All y'all new subscribers, y'all right on home. Y'all right on home. Y'all got jokes. We got empathy. We care about the young sisters. We care about our sisters. We care about our brothers being swindled. We can laugh at this goofy stuff and we can try to move on and fix it. Y'all right at home here on More Shrub TV. Make sure y'all keep coming back. But go on.
No, I'm just saying it's a lot of goofy niggas. Like, we've been seeing Enqi take pictures in front of books all the time. And so it's like, you see how, if you get into psychology, you see how it's easy. Like, for instance, if you get into psychology, you could see how easy it was. Once Polight worked the smaller guys and built himself up, you could see how once he got in Floyd Mayweather's presence, it was easy for him to work his way into Floyd Mayweather's closeness, because Floyd Mayweather, he's not that well-read book-wise.
I knew you was gonna say that.
No. But it's the truth. So we always value the things that we don't have, or the things that's hardest for us to get. You see what I'm saying? So Unc always take pictures next to books because he can't read. You see what I'm saying? Like,
I don't mean to laugh, but you just so sincere when you say this. Like you,
well,
like
because
you got,
I got the video showing that Unc can't read.
It sounds like you got real concern. Like he does it because he can't read.
Well, no, seriously, because I do, because Unc be telling niggas he's teaching niggas about scientific literacy. I'm like, bro, you can't even spell fucking scientific literacy. What the fuck is going on with Unc? I said, man, I got videos where Unc telling people that melanin is that white people are more healthy at reproducing because they got less melanin. So melanin makes it harder for you to reproduce. I got video with Unc not knowing how to, like, man, forget about it. I got plenty of videos with Unc proving that he don't know how to read though. So it was like, once I seen it, like him, and I'm like, why the fuck? And I'm just saying to myself, why are you not smart enough to just not do that on camera? Like, you gotta know, because you had to be the dumb kid in school. So like, why would you come on camera and like try to read in front of people? Like, that's to be something that you know you don't do, my nigga. Like, why would you do that on camera, Unc? Like, that's the dumbest thing for Unc to do, is like read on camera. And then niggas be trying to posture up like, my bad. I'm gonna get off Unc, because I could, because Unc is just like one of the dumbest niggas of all time, though. My bad, though. Respect to Unc, though. Shout out to Unc and all them niggas. But you know, Unky Kong.
Man, in the audience, in the chat, they said let Enqi flow. Great Sheik, don't cut him off. Let him flow.
Listen, because it's a fact, man. They all seen Unc looking super crazy, like, and the people remember when I came to the community and I introduced the concept of horizontal gene transfer. When I introduced the concept of horizontal gene transfer, Unc was one of the leading voices that you heard telling everybody that that was a pseudo science. Enqi made that up. Enqi's a dumbass. Enqi don't have a real education. There's no such thing as horizontal gene transfer. That's not a real science. That's stupid. That's pseudo. And then fast forward, Unc is telling you he's some type of expert on viruses. I'm like, you can't say to us just a few years ago that you never heard of the concept of horizontal gene transfer, and then poof, overnight, you a viral fucking expert. Because viruses move through a fucking environment based on horizontal gene transfer. So the moment you tell niggas that you never heard of horizontal gene transfer, what you're telling everybody is that you've never, ever, ever even sat through a video on viruses, nigga, because viruses is the basic under fucking standing. It's horizontal gene transfer. So look, I be laughing at these niggas now trying to sound smart, looking goofy. Like, I just laugh at these niggas.
But somebody put in the chat too that Sinetta is not the sharpest knife in the drawer either. Because Sinetta be saying some real weird stuff too. And you have been there around Sinetta. Is Sinetta a bit slow too? Kind of like one that is not well read and looking for something that he doesn't have in Brother Polight, and maybe that's the relationship, a part of the relationship that was intriguing to him.
Listen. I have a warm spot for Si.
I know you do, but it's Sinetta a dummy.
So what I'm gonna say is,
no, you got to tell it. You got to tell it like it is and apologize to Si later. He do it all the time. He throw us under the bus and apologize. Why can't we throw him under the bus? After I finish dragging him for the next month, I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna say I apologize. He did it to me every 6 months. Why not? I apologize, but I'm gonna say everything was true. I only apologize if you're feeling.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that Sinetta tells people that he's a cameraman. He doesn't position himself as a scholar. So I'm gonna say that
he said I teach on. No, we beefing. I teach on 125th. Don't make me get my bullhorn. I taught on 25th. That's right.
Yeah, he did, but it's a different type of thing that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? He was doing more like bringing people's awareness to historical events. You know what I'm saying?
He's a scholar of the Bible. He be bringing stuff for the Hebrews.
Nah, that's all new shit. He got that shit from Polight. Sinetta never did that shit before. That's all new shit that he been doing. Like, back in the days, he'd do like white Jesus shit, but all that drive-by on the Hebrew shit, all that's Polight fucking invention, bro.
So
because listen, Polight doesn't have content. Polight has never came up with no fucking content.
That's what I
All
want
the
to ask
content,
you.
wait, listen. All the content that we know from Brother Polight is stolen from somewhere else.
This is what I want to ask you. This is what I want to ask you. And doing my research, brother, this is crazy, Enqi. This journey here really blew my mind. I see him politicking with the Moors. I see Lord Abba. They had a table together. I'm like, what in the world is
this
Lord
is what you see.
Abba?
Look, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see Polight with some people that he's being nice to. And then right after he's with them for a little while, you're gonna see him absorb their shit, and then that's him right now. That's his identity now. And he's gonna try to move them out the way so that it's not like he steals your identity and then move you out the light so they can only see him being you. So that's the craziest shit with this nigga. But
Polight do have amazing. He has amazing recall brain.
No, his memory is insane. I can't never take that away. I've never seen a nigga with a stronger memory. But hold on, Polight is one of them niggas that could read like a chapter of a book and then would close the book and then remember it. But he's like a Rain Man kind of way because he can't make sense of it. So he's not creative. He can't arrange patterns. He can't. His mind don't function like that. But he could remember some shit. That's why it's easy to catch him looking ridiculous because he doesn't understand patterns, which is why him and people that he's brainwashing can't understand why we saying we don't need to wait till September 15th, nigga, because you've established a pattern. And your pattern is the same as your predecessor, Dr. York. So this is clearly something you've been taught, and now you're doing it over and over, and you've been caught multiple times. And we don't even know what it is that made New York State say that he's not. Matter of fact, let's stop this shit. Pull up the goddamn paperwork. Let's not let this nigga escape. Pull that paperwork up.
Hold up. I ain't got it locked in yet.
Then I start running my mouth, and then we forgot the paperwork. Let's get that goddamn paperwork in the bill.
Hold up. Let me ask you this. Let me pull up this real quick. Let me ask you. I think this is it right here. I'm only gonna give a piece of it because I got to do my show. I got another show where I'm gonna cover this stuff. I mean, I can't bang them all at one night. I think this is a part of the paperwork right here. Whereas on February 7, 2014, I received a telephone call from a certain LaVon Jenkins who identified herself as ACS working in Queen's office. LaVon Jenkins indicated that the custody of my 2-month-old child, Nasutet Aduwa Woody, December the 16th, 2018, might be in jeopardy of forced removal from by your agency for reasons that remain a mystery. So that is Polight responding to the people.
That's right. And look, Taharka don't want to bring that paperwork out because he's gonna throw it all.
Have you ever seen it that clear?
Hey, listen. The people now thinking in their mind, like, oh shit, 2013. That is when Ali Muhammad, that December is when Ali Muhammad started going in on Polight saying that the baby had died during the birth. And Polight was between a rock and a hard place because he couldn't tell the truth. He couldn't say that my baby didn't die during the birth because then people would have been like, well, where's the baby? You see what I'm saying? But because the baby was taken by New York State. And so when New York State says that you're not eligible to be a parent, you're a danger to children, and then you get rape charges again. Like, so now the Renentes shit already happened by 2013. So now if you got the Renentes shit where you somehow got that dismissed, you got this shit going on where you can't see your baby or the baby got taken by the state from you and whatever. How do you even let yourself get in a situation where now you in Miami with a whole nother third case? Like, come on, bro.
And you know the crazy thing about this, it's sad when you really, I mean, we have fun and we bounce around and because we have the human experience. But the sad thing about it is whatever happened to that child?
Hey, hold on. Can you just show the top of the page? Show the top of the page.
Hold up. I don't got it on the top of that page, but I got one with the top of the page. Hold up.
Yeah, let's see the top of the page where he put his imperial sovereign all the bullshit on him. Yo, when I see that shit, I almost cracked the fuck up. I said, Where the fuck? Why he didn't pull that dumbass jurisdiction paperwork out on him when them folks down in Miami said, we got that DNA warrant? Why didn't he say that his DNA was not in jurisdiction?
Yeah, so it gave me the impression that he was running around with some weird Moors too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's some weird Moorish stuff.
Absolutely. No, he was getting cool with Roz and them, you know, from New York, Roz Bay and them. He got cool with all the Moors in New York. And then after he got cool with them, that's when he came with the, you know, he came with the killing them with paperwork shit. And then he started distancing himself from them and started dissing them.
There you go.
After he stole their paperwork, though.
Michael E. Nowak, in his sovereign capacity as intervener, intervener, nunc pro tunc notice, demand affidavit by special appearance. So he pushing paperwork, trying to get his child back on some Moorish sovereign European doctrine type stuff. Because that's not Moorish. That's not what Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught at all. At all. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's the sovereign citizen Jordan Maxwell bullshit. And see, that's where, so look, that's the Jordan Maxwell shit. He sold a lot of, like that book, he got pennies off of millionaires and some other shit. All them books he wrote out of Jordan Maxwell shit.
Oh, somebody say he sure did and did it work. No, it didn't work. Nobody knows what happened to the child to this day. That's the point.
Yeah, all that shit he was saying with your birth certificate and the treasury, all that shit, Jordan Maxwell shit, he made all them books with. And the reason why he keep going back to the Hebrew Israelites is Polight has to steal somebody's identity so he can have a vibe. In between, he always goes back to Dr. York, and Dr. York has all them books, 360 questions to ask a Hebrew. So what he does is he gets with Sa, you know, he goes to Dr. York book. Okay, yeah, this is what Dr. York said. Okay, good, we got him. Hey, let's call up a Hebrew. Hey, Hebrew, prove to me right now that Jonah spent 3 days in the mouth of a whale. Bro, listen, you could ask Zion Lex, Gorilla Hebrew, a bunch of the Hebrew brothers. I done told all them niggas, I'm like, yo, why do y'all answer this goofy nigga fucking questions? I said, those is not real debates. They stage, they set up. So it makes it look like as if Polight is smart. He's asking you a question that's a stupid fucking question. And this is why, again, why I always got to get blackballed and off the shit. And I'm always over here because nobody don't want me to come around because I start going in on niggas.
Well,
and I'll be ready to fight niggas and all that because I be everywhere alone. So I be talking my shit and then I be everywhere where niggas is at. You know what I'm saying? So niggas just got to keep me off the camera. If niggas come around, yo, ain't come on, you know, brother Rich right there. Please don't do nothing to Rich while, you know, come on now, you know, yo, like that. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a different kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? When I come around,
brother, was it a whole circle that was to put together, whether by happenstance or by intent, to push and promote Polight?
No, only Sinetta and Polight cooked that up. And they created some type of narrative between the two of them where they was editing up all the fucking videos to make it like niggas didn't really find out until later on. But that's another reason why I had to get off of the Sinetta camera. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that all the videos was cut in a certain type of way. So I would say something, I would start a conversation and go in and get to a good space. And then Polight would start feeding into that. And we'll go back and forth, and the video will go edited up where you only hear Polight talking about something.
Hey, bro, I got set up like that 2 times with Polight and what's the brother name? Brother Larry. He got me with Polight and Brother Larry like that.
Yeah, because Sa has these narratives, and you're not coming on.
But he just called me up on. I thought it was some brother stuff though.
No, but that's the thing because it is you just a. So I didn't learn but you got a role. And so basically the role was that Polight was amazingly smart and he's amazing and everybody else is just dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So he got to cut the videos up in a certain type of way. Now that also means that he has to build up certain personalities before he gets you in there with Polight so he could sell you an event. because if it just looked like everybody too easy to beat,
Yeah.
But listen, that was a whole 100% scam. Listen, all of the debates where you see Polight debating anybody with religion is all a scam, right? And I could tell you how the scam run. Listen to this shit. And it's a genius scam now. Listen to this scam. This is a
Listen up, family. This is breaking news.
Listen, this is an ingenious scam Polight run. Now watch this shit. Think about this. I want to see if the niggas could catch it before I say it. I can't see the chat room. You can, so you can tell me what they're saying. Brother Polight says the black woman is God, right? This is Brother Polight's religion. Now, we know he also said Dr. York is God, money is God, and all kind of other goofy shit. The devil is God and everything else, but we just going to stick with his main premise. The black woman is God. And then when you ask him why, he explains that the black woman is God because Aminette saved his life by giving her one of his paychecks and all this other bullshit. Okay, boom. So what people don't know is before you get into a debate with Polight, you have to sign a contract and agree not to talk about Dr. York or Brother Polight's family or his wives. So, do y'all see the hustle? Do you see it yet, Tahaka? You see the trick?
I don't see it yet. I'm waiting.
Okay, let me tell you the trick. And see, that's how people can't peep the shit because it's so ingenious.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because Sinetta have called me plenty times. Man, why you got his wives on the flyer? When Sinetta talking crazy.
Yes, everybody. No. Listen, everybody's gonna remember back and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that type of shit. I remember that going on."
Sinetta called Polight when I did a show a few months ago. We was talking about polygamy, and I only used the image of him and his wives, and it got so heavy that Polight called in the show.
Look. Let me tell you the slickness. Here's the slickness. When you're having a debate about religion, right? You're basically talking about how you worship your God and your idea of God. So here's where the slickness is. Polight gets to ask you any question that he wants about your God. He gets to belittle your God, insult your God, and do anything he wants to your God. But you've already signed a contract that you can't ask him about his God. You can't ask him about the black woman. You can't ask him about Aminette. You can't ask him about Dr. York. So how the fuck do you go into a debate to debate religion where niggas can't ask you no questions about your religion or your God? That's the super setup. And niggas be walking away from these debates like, yo, Polight won that shit. I'm like, y'all niggas is the goofiest niggas on earth. There's no debate because you can't ask Polight about his wives because that debate will fall apart. You can't say, well, Brother Polight, why is it that your God has on fishnet stockings right now? What is going on right now, Brother Polight, with the fishnet stockings? You can't ask that because you're being disrespectful. But on the flip side, he could say anything about your God, okay, and rape or whatever. And look, when he's banging on the Hebrew Israelites, it's video of him banging on his Hebrew Israelites saying, does the Bible agree with rape? And does the Hebrew Israelites say that their God agrees with rape? Nigga, your God literally pled guilty to 40 fucking counts of child molestation. What the fuck are we talking about? How does niggas even watch these videos? I'm like, yo, all these niggas is goofy. These niggas are goofy for doing this shit. These niggas is goofy for agreeing to debate a nigga when you can't ask him no real fucking questions. And the people are goofy because these niggas done paid to see it and think they seen a real fucking thing instead of a staged fucking performance.
Goodness and gracious, family. Hey, so I want to go about 15 more minutes, brother, if we can. If you got it. 15, 20 more minutes. Brother, let me ask you, do you believe that, I don't know if you read all the evidence, but I'm going to ask you, do you believe that Polight actually sexually assaulted this sister according to the young sister, the 14-year-old in Florida, according to the lessons? I mean, the information that we have?
According to the lessons and according to the information. Yes. According to the supreme wisdom lessons, yes. According to the information that we have, yes.
Do you think that when you can actually see that he's a potential rapist of a young child? Or do he feel, or do you see him as one who feel like
I think it's almost, let me say it like this. I think it's impossible to have a situation where there's a guy who says he looks up to a pedophile. Go on from that moment to get into charges where he's accused of being a pedophile. He beats those charges. Then he gets another set of charges and walks out of those charges. And now we in some sort of rape situation where maybe he walks out of these charges. I'm uncomfortable with going forward still. Like, how many children does he got to do some slick shit with, but then he gets away with the charges? And then, like, what are we talking about?
And I think another thing that we got to point out to everybody in here, I hope you thumbs up and circulate this to 2 of your social medias. One thing we got to point out here too, you got the child with the state that you can read up the charges about that he's addressing. You got Rent-to-Net, that's another child. And then you got the 14-year-old accusation today. That's 3 children. I'm sorry. I'm sounding like that's 3 childs. I just play you know I love it. But the point that I'm making is that there is not one allegation from any adults against him outside of the scamming of a few stuff out there. But I'm talking about there is nothing with adults.
No, it's a children thing.
There's not nothing with adults, not one thing besides scamming on a few houses and stuff like that. But there's and so how is it that
Man, listen, if Brother Lawan get upset with Polight and start talking, oh my God. Brother Lawan was super tight with Brother Lawan had gotten tighter with Polight than I ever was at one point. That's what I'm saying. It's some people out there. Brother Lawan was the guy that was doing all of the house paperwork, all the real estate UCC paperwork shit that they were scamming up niggas. Lawan was the one doing all the paperwork. And there was a certain space where Lawan got mad with Polight and started saying the paperwork was a scam, and then somehow Polight got Lawan to just vanish off of line somehow.
This is pretty bad though, bro, when you really think of it in a big scheme of things. This probably has been running around since 2010 with dashikis on, with scarves on, with unks on, with crowns on, claiming to be benefiting the community, but he has been doing nothing but taking from the community, damaging the community, and Sinetta every step of the way have endorsed this behavior. And like, I'm not from New York, so I don't know, but man, it's a lot of people in them rooms.
Sa keeps bringing him back on, and even now it's like Sa, it's like, bro, that would be my message to Sa. If he's watching this, I would say, Sa, you need to let go of the idea that somehow you gonna get into richness with Polight, my guy. Like, you keep trading your integrity for the potential money that you could make with Polight, because he's not even making no real money with Polight. That's the shit. It's like he's stuck on this idea that somehow, you know, like, and there's a lot of niggas that's holding out. Wait a minute, let me say this. There's a lot of people that's holding out on this idea that, you know, they gonna somehow slip through the back door into Hollywood with Polight. Like, y'all gotta understand that you don't even, all money's not good money. You see what I'm saying? Like, right now, all types of motherfuckers. Did you see that video that Polight just put up on his page with Busta Rhymes? And
yeah,
Busta
and I was going to ask you about that too.
He bigging Polight up like, yo, you the god, this is that. Do you know right now, Busta Rhymes is probably at home vomiting and shitting and peeing at the same time?
Because Busta is a real one, man.
Right. That nigga's super sick that video is floating around with him co-signing Polight like that. You know what I'm saying? But this is the problem. And Polight will use that video of Busta co-signing him to get into more spaces and get to more new people and keep reinventing himself and coming up with new shit. Like, even with the crypto shit, Polight ran out of fucking shit to fucking do, and he met Crypto and absorbed Crypto's mind. People keep saying, oh, Crypto gave his money. Forget the money. Didn't y'all watch? Polight never talked about no fucking crypto or no digital currency. He gets with Crypto, he fucking rips Crypto's whole fucking mind, and then all of a sudden, who's Polight? He's the digital currency nigga. Like, come on, man. Y'all watch the nigga do this shit too many times. He was the new Wapian nigga talking Dr. York shit. Natural Tahuti was the hottest nigga on Sinetta's camera. He came and stole Tahuti shit. Black woman is God.
Yep.
After that, I had a certain type of energy around. So he started coming around me because I was the only one that really had money in the community. Niggas know when I came around, I had the black Range Rover with the peanut butter interior. All that. Like, niggas, there was never a time where niggas seen me like in no other type of way than niggas see me right now. Even now, when niggas see me around other places, I'm a sponsor. Detroit Summerfest, that's like the New York Summer Jam, but Detroit, I'm a sponsor. When niggas see me on tour with HaHa Davis, I sponsored the tour. When niggas see the young, the internet niggas, the internet comedians and all that be doing my shit, that's because I sponsored these niggas. I actually put money into the fucking youth. And I put money into niggas around me. Polight is a fucking youth that I put money into. When you go to Polight's page, I am Brother Polight, and you go to his early lectures, you see me standing on stage like this in the back. Suit on, dreads freshly twisted, looking clean as a motherfucker. Why? Because I paid for the event. So security, goofy ass niggas is coming around saying, hey, bro, you can't be on the stage at the same time as Polight. I'm like, nigga, I paid for this stage. Brother Polight's actually on my stage, nigga. You better move to the, you know what I'm saying? I'm hitting niggas with the quiet elbows like, yo, sir, move to the side. And so a lot of people didn't like me because of the way I moved like that.
Do you think Polight stole some of your flow? Somebody say then he copied.
Oh, absolutely. The whole dressing, the whole luxury, like all that, of course. Nobody listen. It's as simple as looking at Polight, man. All y'all got to do is look at people and look at Polight. You see Polight talking to Wapi and shit. He come around Tahuti. Now it's Black Woman is God. You see Polight wearing jalabias and goofy shit. He come around me. All of a sudden, this name brand shit. And when he came around me, if y'all notice, the science changed. All of a sudden, he deep into Hebrew. He deep into this type of shit and all that. If that was all in Polight's heart, how after me and him separate company, all of a sudden he turned into banging against the Hebrews. If y'all remember when I was next to Polight, Polight was putting out books teaching Hebrew. Oh, this is the Hebrew language. Hebrew is everything. Hebrew is the best science. And Hebrew. Soon as Polight separates from me, all of a sudden it's drive-by on the Hebrews and all that. That was his internal frustration with me. Like, that's his way to get at me. Because he know I really live, like, that's who I literally lived that Bible shit.
Oh yeah, you was a part of a Hebrew community at one time, Brother Enqi?
No. But I live like I'm a Bible teacher. Like, I stand on the Bible.
Let me ask you this. Now he seemed to be holding Sinetta hostage with something, or is Sinetta like you said, chasing the carrot?
I would say he's definitely got some shit on side.
But let me ask, would you think that Sinetta
it's not just money? I think that Sinetta is definitely in fear.
He possibly participated in some of this goofy stuff. Possibly he went to Miami recently. He went to
he was definitely down there in Miami the time that they said they arrested. Right. Well, he was there that time.
Yeah.
And Sinetta was there that time because they was trying to interrogate a sister that, like, it's some other goofy shit, but he was down there.
Then he went to California recently too, and down out in California with Brother Polight. Do you think that Sinetta could participate in some of this goofy ritualistic nonsense that will come out later? And could that be?
I don't know about Sinetta's. Listen, as much as Sinetta be cooning and like bringing Polight back and all that, Sinetta's still from a different place. So it's certain shit that older niggas just never gonna do with Polight. There's certain things that just men are not gonna take part in with Polight.
Because I can see Polight kiss a man in the mouth in a minute. You know what I mean?
Well, listen. Soon as I left LA, and I'm gonna tell you, Me and my homeboy from out in LA, hold on, my homeboy Elijah. Elijah's a personal trainer out there, and Elijah can vouch. Polight told us that he was managing a nightclub. When we got to the nightclub that Polight was supposed to be a partial owner of / manager, it was in the gay trans area. You know what I'm saying? So right in that same area that he got caught with the trannies with. So Polight been in that tranny area. Like, he tried to make it seem like he was just so happened to be in that neighborhood. No, Polight used to party in that neighborhood every night.
Do you remember the video that surfaced where he was with the transvestite guy?
That's what I'm saying. Polight used to party in that neighborhood every night. Every night. That's what Polight liked to pull up with his cars and party in that neighborhood.
This is bad, man. This is bad, man. This is bad. Enqi, anything you want to say in closing, brother? We got to come back and do this again, brother. Good goodness, I got to review this and come back with more questions. Family, press 1 if y'all want to see double Enqi, a double hitter with Brother Enqi. Press 1 if you want to see a double hitter with Brother Enqi, and maybe we get Enqi back here after I do my Wednesday show. Let me see, because I'm gonna bring the book back out.
Nah. Look, I will give it some space because we done talked about so much shit.
Next week. I got some.
Yeah, because niggas' minds is like
everybody like, yes, bring them back, back.
Look, what people need to do is they need to take some of these stories, because some of the stuff that we talked about is going to resonate with certain people more than others, and so people going to start going back into the community. You know what I'm saying? And talking to people. I remember when Brother Polight stole Cafunya's money, and I personally had to get Cafunya's money back from Polight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's so many different people that when people watch this or when people just go out, they're gonna be like, oh shit. There's a difference between talking to Enqi about Polight than it is watching these other channels. These niggas talking about, you know, they just coming up with shit. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, respect to Tasha K, respect to Zion, and obviously respect to you, because you've been on their motherfucking ass for a minute. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So
and I want to let people know, when we come back, we are going to be talking about this very special book here. When we come back on Wednesday, we're going to be talking about, I hope I see y'all in the building, because we're going to be going through this book.
Yeah, if y'all want to get a copy of the book, go to drenqi.com and get the book. It's there free for educational purposes only.
We're going to be talking about this book. In My Father's House, There Are Many Mansions, a 13-year-old's perspective of her parents' polygamous relationship and the Zodiac Influence by Rentet. How you say the name? Renentet. And this is the one where it appears that she is being groomed into a polygamous relationship by Polight. That's what it appears. I'm saying allegedly. I'm not sure. But every indication that I've pulled out in that book, it seems as though that Polight is writing it, or somebody else is writing it, with the influence of the 13-year-old. But it's not totally Polight.
Wait. Take it to another level.
A little mix of everything.
Wait. Take it to another level. And say that Polight wrote it, right? And then had her internalize it, so that at lectures she could do it, because she used to bring her out at lectures so she could sell her book. You see, King Simon is there announcing, and Renentet is dropping her book next week. So King Simon used to promote lectures for Renentet to teach her book. So King Simon was there not only when the book dropped, but King Simon was also her promoter as well. And
even there, this was like last year. She still looks like a child.
Well, she's young. She's not old. She's 19, 20, something like that.
But I'm just saying, what I mean, she still looks like a child. How can one be justified and to even be suspected of something like this and not speak out to try to clear their own name? He never tried to clear his name with this either.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to clear your name if the relationship stays in the good space. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, if right now, right? Say for instance, I go get a girl and she's 14 years old or whatever the case may be, and I get her pregnant, and I take care of her. You know what I'm saying? And she move in with me, or whatever. Like I take care of her, I keep her up. She don't never want for nothing. I do the right thing, quote unquote, by her. That never ever becomes a case of rape. You understand what I'm saying? Because, but if you go, wait a minute, how old was you again, buddy? What's the deal with, what I'm saying? Then it becomes
like the Woody Allen demonstration.
Like the Woody Allen. So
nobody knows until like later on, like, hold up, that's your daughter.
Right. Like, yeah, Woody Allen, you married. So that's another thing that's going to be interesting to unfold is Renentet and how Polight continue to work out their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because it will get more estranged as they get older. And, like.
And Aminette ain't going nowhere.
Well,
Aminette going down with the ship.
No. Absolutely. But I mean, Meshkinet, Renentet has a sister. And Renentet and her sister fell out behind Polight. So Renentet's sister, Meshkinet, is out there. Like, there's just so many people out there that Polight has to worry about coming out, or even worse, showing up September 15th. You know what I'm saying? Because if the prosecutor them, and they start getting these people, bringing them down there, lining up Ashley Wright and this one and that one, and they get with New York State and find out this nigga banned from being around children and all kind of crazy shit. Man, listen.
And that's the sister, the young sister. And this is when they were 12 and 13, brother, when this incident's supposed to happen. These are babies.
Well, I mean, writing a book with a 13-year-old on polygamy is crazy by itself. You know what I'm saying?
These are babies. I mean, look at these beautiful babies, man. These babies. This is sick, man.
Some other shit.
Yeah. And he doesn't even address it.
No. Wait. The crazy shit is wait. You got to bring us back to full fucking screen. Listen to this shit. The craziest shit is that this nigga makes a video, and this is how you know. See, now after y'all watch this video, now when I say this shit, y'all gonna know. This is why Polight, when he made that video, instead of addressing the charges, instead of apologizing to that woman and her daughter, instead of apologizing to his fans, the people that follow him, for letting them down, even for getting into no shit like this, he spends that whole fucking video talking about me. And because most people the people following him don't really understand me and his relationship, they all confused in a motherfucker. I'm cracking up because people trying to explain the video. They like, yo, Polight had a nervous breakdown. This motherfucker talking about the rabbit got the gun. Why the fuck is he making a video about the rabbit got the gun? And what the fuck is this rabbit got the gun and Elmer Fudd? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is wrong with Brother Polight? They don't get the other side of the story. Brother Polight was scared because Dr. Enqi might grab a microphone. So in his mind, he was over there shitting bricks. The whole fucking video he did was about me. He talking about the rabbit got the gun and about people should be ashamed of themselves because it looked like they celebrating the situation. And listen, to be clear, I am celebrating the situation. But what he tried to do is manipulate you, his little context technology shit. He tried to manipulate that and make it seem like Enqi's a bad guy. Enqi is celebrating that a little girl has been raped. I'm like, wait a minute. Did this nigga not just confess? Are you niggas too slow? If he's the accused person of the rape, and then he says Enqi is celebrating because a little girl got raped, did he not just fucking confess for you dumb niggas that the girl clearly got raped because he did it? He would not agree. He would not say Enqi celebrating because a little girl got raped. If he's only him and the little girl know for sure if she got raped. So when he say, why is Enqi celebrating? For husbands. That's letting you know for sure that he's confessing right there. That's number one. Number two, he's playing the mind fuck on y'all like I'm celebrating her getting raped and not celebrating him getting fucking busted finally. That's what I'm in celebration of. And I'm not going to stop celebrating that everybody is busting this nigga the fuck out as a pervert because it needs to be known. Not only that he's a pervert, but his kind. His kind makes my kind look bad. We can't occupy the same space, homie, period. So you niggas that's pedophiles, you niggas that's pedophile supporters, I need you niggas to stop dressing like us. Stop looking like us. Don't try to wear like the up-to-date, like, because when you add in the pedophile shit, you niggas look super goofy. You look super goofy because it's one thing to have a certain style about yourself, keep yourself up, look nice. But now, if you going out of your way, and this is some shit he didn't get from me, he start wearing the tight pants and all that shit. I was like, okay, what the fuck are you doing? The kids wear those. So now when I see you dressing like a kid and you with this pedophile shit, you start to look even fucking creepier, my nigga, like as if you trying to be attractive on purpose to, you know, like what the fuck is really going on right now? You see what I'm saying? So, my nigga, so I'm like, yo, this nigga's really narcissistic. If he takes all this fucking situation going on and this goofy nigga make a video about me, the Rabbit Got the Gun video and song been out for a fucking year. You know what I'm saying? But it just go to show that nigga really look up to me in a certain type of way. And I got to tell you, Polight, in front of the world, my nigga, daddy is disappointed, bro. To say the least, my nigga. Like you can't never come back from this. For me and niggas like me, there's no coming back from this for you. So for the niggas that like you, like I keep saying on every channel, I am comfortable in my world. I'm comfortable with all the niggas supporting Brother Polight right now, deleting me off they stuff, delete my page from your page, like don't subscribe, please unsubscribe, don't buy my products, like stay the fuck away from me. I want to live in a world without you niggas. I don't want to even be supported by you niggas. I want you niggas to be clear. I don't even want your cash apps, dollar apps, any apps. Don't nothing me. Please don't nothing me, you pedophile goofy niggas.
So you hook, line, and sinker done that this guy is definitely a pedophile, convicted in the court of Enqi, from what you have seen and witnessed.
I'm gonna say, as a father, everybody could do what they want to do.
Oh, he's convicted in my book. Let me be clear.
Listen, he's on a bench and he's saying that he looks up to pedophiles, and from that point going forward, he has pedophile charges. I mean, for me, that's grand opening, grand closing right there. That's grand opening, grand closing. Now, I'm from the Bronx. Niggas get their money any kind of way. So just because you doing some fluky shit, getting money, that may not create as a certain type of response. But you raping fucking children, my nigga, you got to go that way, period. And there's no room. Like, say, for instance, this was his first time. Say he don't have a history and this was his first time, then maybe we could have benefit of the doubt and all that. But, bro, once you doing this over and over, like, my nigga, how many times? Like, no. I'm not getting ready to participate in no conscious community version of R. Kelly where this nigga keep going back for raping kids, getting not guilty, then he not guilty. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Hell no. We seen R. Kelly peeing on them kids and they said he was not guilty. And then what happened? He got more kids and got busy again.
That's right.
So it's the same thing. Polight had some situation before, and what happened? It got dismissed. So then what? Now here we go again. Come on now. And what's going to happen? He going to dismiss this again. Niggas going to jump on his dick, support Brother Polight. In 2 years, he back with another scenario. But this time, he's so scared, he kills the kid so the story don't get out. Like, come on now. Because, I'm thanking God that little girl even got back to her parents alive to tell the story. You know, niggas get desperate and do anything. You know what I'm saying? So,
I want to go to the trial, family. I want to go to the trial. I want to go with a vehicle. Some say for letting Doc cook. He in here cooking tonight. He gonna be cooking next week too. We gonna be cooking next week. Listen, what people don't know is that I've been rocking with Enqi for a minute. You know what I'm saying? People don't, hey, I'm trying to tell you, we in two different lanes of the same cars, though.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I be that more, you gonna remember.
Yeah, indeed. Better know it. Hey, let me ask you. Let me see how much time I got. 7 minutes. Hey, look, next week we gotta come back again.
Hold on, you know my last name is Ray Al, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ray Al.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know something about that?
Ills, L's, Bays. Come on,
All,
man.
that's right. All the same.
Yeah,
that's right. One of the same. But hey, let me before we go. Brother Polight had did a video one time, and it was the guy, I forget the guy, the conservative guy, where he went on there and he talked about his wives. And this is the last question I'm gonna ask before we get out of here. The guy had asked him.
Every question makes more questions.
But the guy had asked him, do all of them do the thing together? And Polight implied, he may have did it for sure, whatever. Is there a possibility that this whole group may have participated in some crazy stuff like this? I'm talking about when you was at the house back in the day.
No. Nah. Aminette will overlook a lot of shit.
Okay, I got you.
But she ain't going like it. I mean, I don't know, but I haven't got any inclination that she would allow. Like, she's jumped on his ass for listen. The story it's other shit.
I know that they stuck together. And I know. And when I met Aminette, I didn't think Aminette was the type of person that was staying around, because at that time,
listen, it's a lot more people that's going to tell stories now. See, after this interview, see, I keep setting the blueprint. So this is a new blueprint. Now that I done said names like, oh yeah, King Simon, this one and that one, and Monique and blah blah blah.
King Simon, my man, though, you do know that, right?
King Simon need to stop playing. This is not. Listen, I need the whole fucking community to understand. This is not a late order. This is not you scammed the nigga out of some money. This is fucking rape. I need people to stop mixing scamming and rape. Stop thinking that this is some shit that could fix with a few dollars. He did not come late with your order. He did not steal your order. This is not that. This is rape of children. This cannot fix. That little girl is going to be fucked up for the rest of her life. The only thing we could fucking do is stop this nigga before there's another fucking girl. That's the only thing we could do. We cannot fix this girl. Period. And we can't fix fucking Ma'at. We can't fix Ma'at either, because we all can't act like we didn't just see her run away or some other shit crying out for help just 5 minutes ago.
And recently, and I didn't want to post that. Recently, he posted a picture of her flexing. It just wasn't a good look.
Children do shit. You go through shit as a parent with children and all that. So children do whatever. But what I'm saying is this.
But I seen plastered on his IG though.
Listen, when your daughter is the same age, when your daughter is the same age as the child you accused of raping, and she run away and then you raped another one, like, that's too much. Like somebody gonna say it's just too much going on there. And then when you add that with the ACS case with the other disappeared baby that we ain't heard nothing of, and the way this nigga live, you know, he take donations for fucking everything. So the whole time the other lady was pregnant, he kept telling niggas, donate for the baby, donate for the live birth, donate for this. Look, we bringing in Queen Afua. Queen Afua is gonna help us out with this. Queen Afua was there. Why y'all pressing Sinetta more than y'all pressing Queen Afua? Queen Afua was Brother Polight's partner. They did mad business together. Hit Queen Afua up. Put the pressure on Queen Afua. Put the pressure on Supernova Slum. Talk to Supernova Slum. He was there for a long time. Listen. Everybody know that Brother Polight was doing videos partnered up with Queen Afua. Oh, Brother Polight do the talking, and then he direct you to Queen Afua products. So what we talking about? Most people wouldn't even know about the green powder if it wasn't Polight and Sinetta selling it. So what we talking about? All these people was there. You can't put
like Supernova, man. That's my guy.
It's mine too. But what I'm saying is,
Okay.
I'm not attacking these
like
people.
Supernova.
I'm just telling you, I fuck with Supernova. Pause. But what I'm saying is, I like these people too. But we can't sit around and act like nobody knew. Like the video clip you was playing, Seti was just saying, Seti went crazy on the nigga for a whole year saying this is a pedophile. He want to be like so many people was saying something. It's the fucking audience. It's the goofy niggas. And it's some of them niggas in the chat right now. They holding out saying, yeah, they hating on Brother Polight. They want to see Brother Polight go down. Nigga, Polight is a fucking pedophile. You niggas are defending a fucking pedophile. Period. Ain't no other way around it. So you niggas need to get on the right side of fucking history. Knock it the fuck off.
Oh, bro, guess what you just said, bro? I gotta share something with you. You just said something. Oh my God.
We can't hear you. I don't even know if they can hear me. I'll be back.
Can you hear me now? Check. Can you hear me now? Check. Check. 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now? All right. Enqi, where you at, Enqi? Man, you just said something, man. I gotta bring it up. Where Enqi at? Enqi done stepped off. He gotta put the baby to bed. But family, Enqi just said something, and I wanted to show him what I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? Crazy to me, family. I hope everybody hit the thumbs up. Hey, Enqi, go. Come on, Enqi. I got to share this with you. This is serious business, brother. You just hit something serious. Enqi, you there, brother?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'll be having to do daddy.
Why can't I hear you?
You can hear me now?
Can y'all hear Enqi?
Can you hear me? I can hear you good.
I can't hear you.
All right, let me go out and come back.
So he gonna come out and come back in. That's crazy. Oh, y'all can hear Enqi? That's crazy. What happened? I couldn't hear Enqi. Say something. Hold up. No, I can't hear you. Man, this happened to me the other night. You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
This happened to me the other night. The other night I was doing a show, and for some reason, it went out. You talk. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go out.
All right. All right. Well, DrEnqi.com, Dr. Enqi Instagram, Dr. Enqi YouTube, Dr. Enqi, Dr. Enqi, Dr. Enqi, Dr. Enqi. Well, matter of fact, damn,
Can you hear me
homie.
now?
On Rich page, you was the man, homie.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All
Check
right,
this,
perfect.
bro. You made a statement right real quick, and I wanted to share with you a new song that I was working on, and then it went out. So maybe I can find it real quick. Where did it go?
You know what it is? On your computer, the computer you're using right now, do you also record music on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what's happening. It shit used to happen to me. So I used to have to start doing my on separate computers, but sometimes the mic will go onto another app, and then you gotta like shut it down and reopen it and all that shit.
So listen, what you just said, I just want to prove that we are on divine time. You said that. Listen to this. This is the new song that I'm working on, bro. And I ain't finished with it yet. I just had to download it so everybody can hear it. Check it out. You on the wrong side of history. Everybody need to get with me right now. The frauds never got with me. Never. Because I got the monopoly exposing the hypocrisy. Truth that set you free. Well, if it's truth, you need to step with me. Because I got the truth for the elders and the youth. And it's spreading like the leprosy. Now let me see. You got these lanes online trying to shine off the blind and the ignorance in that community. Bro, listen to what I said. I said, one more time. One more time. Bro, you just called this, bro. I just wrote this yesterday.
Niggas
Check it out.
Right side of history, man.
You on the wrong side of history, for sure. And everybody needs to get with me right now. Everyone's never got with me. Never. Because I got the monopoly exposing the hypocrisy. Truth that'll set you free. Well, if it's truth, you need to step with me, for sure. Because I got the truth for the elders and the youth. And it's spreading like the leprosy. Now let me see, you got these lanes online trying to shine on the blind and the ignorance in that community. Screaming black power and unity. You ain't fooling me. You made it a hustle to talk about struggle. You on the wrong side of history, for sure. Everybody need to get with me right now. The frauds never got with me. Because I got the monopoly exposed to the rock. You on the wrong side of history, for sure. Everybody need to get with me right now. The frauds never got with me. Because I got the monopoly exposed to the rock. Bro, you just called it, brother. Go ahead, Enqi. So it's yours.
Hey,
I'm sorry, family. I had to do that, family. I say you on the wrong side of history.
Listen.
Everybody need to get with me. Them frauds never got with me because I got the monopoly exposing the hypocrisy, which means nobody. I got the monopoly on exposing it. Not no more because Enqi here now. So
you wanna look through the chat and see if there's any questions in the chat?
Yeah, family. Before we go, does anybody have any questions in the chat? Man, that just blew me away that you said that they on the wrong side of history. And bro, and this is literally my lyrics that I've been
listen, let me tell you, because these niggas think like they keep saying they waiting to figure out what the case say. I'm like, yo, I thought all these niggas was supposed to be law scholars and all that. When you go to court, nigga, they use 12 people from the neighborhood. It's called fucking jury duty. So you telling me that in this community, we don't have 12 peers of Polight? What the fuck are we doing? We got 12 peers of Polight right here. And we have way more fucking evidence on Brother Polight than the fucking people in Miami do.
Yeah.
Period. In this community, we dealing with 10 years worth of fuckery with Polight. They down there dealing with one incident. The fuck out of here.
You know what's funny to me? How people have so much to say about these Europeans, right? But then they say, well, he ain't going to wait for that. We gotta wait for the European to say that he's guilty.
Yo, and they wait, and they saying it in the same sentence. They like, yo, the crooked system must have set up Brother Polight. Polight, we gotta wait to see what the system say if he's guilty. I said, wait a minute. You
Black power.
Crooked right. The crooked, that's why I did the white devil. I said, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I see what's gonna happen. We're gonna clearly say it wasn't Polight's fault. It must have been the white devil. It must somehow somebody got to be to blame.
I heard somebody said, I do believe in due process. I do believe in innocent till proven guilty. In my book, he's proven guilty in my book. not proven guilty by these Europeans. He's proven guilty in my book from the evidence that I've witnessed. I don't need somebody to witness evidence for me and tell me that this person is guilty. From the evidence that I've observed, from my research, in my book, he's guilty. I don't need a European to rubber stamp somebody's guilty and committed an atrocity like this. Now, again, if this European some kind of way got a bad DNA sample or something like that, okay, I understand that. But still, from the track record and the history, beyond a reasonable doubt, he done did it. Period.
Listen, do you know that the story that we heard is Brother Polight side of the story? That to me made the shit even crazier, because I thought definitely that story we heard about Brother Polight taking the girl to the club to get the drinks and then to the hotel and all that, I just knew in my mind that was the story that the mother had put on him.
But that's the story that he told the mother.
That's the story he told. I said, get the fuck out of here. You know how human nature is. If you're trying to protect yourself, you're trying to tell as little bad things as you did as possible. You see what I'm saying? So if in your mind,
oh, he told the police that.
If in your mind, nigga, going to get alcohol with children somehow.
He's a robot CIA agent. I don't care what you talking about, Enqi.
Bro.
He can't think.
Because the mother said her story is something different. Her story is something like she was in the hotel room and the girls had all went down to get something to eat. And so she wanted to send, because that's one thing I do know from being around them. You got to go eat at the same time as everybody else, or like you get left out. They'll make you miss that. You won't get that. Like if they go eat lunch, you missed out on lunch. If you didn't go at that time, you got to wait till dinner to eat. It's goofy shit over there. So I got, when that hit, I was like, ooh, okay, I already know what that is. I seen that happen up close and personal before. You know what I'm saying? So when she's saying she was in her hotel room and she was trying to send her daughter down to meet up with the group to eat, and Polight was like, oh, I'll take her to, to me like that. But that's her side of the story though. So I'm saying to myself, if her side of the story is that she sent the daughter to eat and woo woo, and Polight is coming up with this nightclub, drinks, hotel shit, my nigga, what the fuck story is? See, these niggas is goofy. Let me tell you another reason how you know these niggas is failing the goofy test. They're waiting to see if Polight somehow has sexual relations with this girl. My nigga, the moment that you took the girl, the 14-year-old, to get drinks at the club and the club was closed and then you got drinks at the hotel, throw the book at him already. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you doing taking a 14-year-old girl to get drinks at the hotel, my nigga? And this is not your kid. So as a father, anytime you around other kids, period, you bring your own kids. So since he got a 14-year-old that we know is actually his, talking about my aunt, we know he got an actual teenager that's his. If he thought it was okay for a teenage girl that young to be in the club getting drinks, to go to a hotel and get drinks, why the fuck wasn't my aunt with him? Why wasn't his daughter with him? If he was taking this girl out to have drinks and, like work with her and see what relationship they could, improve with the mother and all this other bullshit that he said, why didn't he take his daughter? Why didn't he have one of the other wives do it? See, if you let goofy niggas talk long enough, you could hear the dumb shit. He got videos where he's explaining polygamy, and he says one of the reasons why multiple wives need to be around is for issues like this, so that they could deal with each other and help each other heal emotionally and all that shit. Well, why the fuck wasn't one of the wives helping this wife and her daughter heal emotionally, my nigga? What the fuck was you doing there? And since you was there, and you had previous situations where niggas accused you of this type of shit before, goofball, why the fuck didn't you protect yourself by bringing your daughter with you? Why the fuck didn't you protect yourself by bringing one of the other wives with you? Why the fuck didn't you protect yourself by bringing one of them goofy ass white bitches that you pay to stand in pictures and videos with you to make it seem like you got some white bitches? Why didn't you bring one of them goofy bitches with you? See, it's just too much common sense. Listen, it's too much common sense shit that the goofy followers of Polight have to, like, you have to be deaf, dumb, and blind to go along with him. If you have any amount of brain, any sort of common sense thinking in your mind, all of them stories he telling go out the window. Oh, well, she was lying to people about her age. What the fuck are you talking about? This supposed to be your wife.
Did you actually say that though?
Listen, allegedly. So is this not your wife? Because clearly you must not be you. I mean, how can it be your wife, nigga? You don't know her kid's age. Like, what are we talking about? That shit you getting to know a bitch off the internet. You might not even be with a bitch for 2 weeks and you know her children's age. That's regular conversation. Oh, you got children? I got children too. Oh, I got a 15-year-old. I got a 6-year-old. How the fuck? What the fuck? It's just too much fucking goofballery happening. It's just really just too much goofballery. It's just no other way to put it.
Let me tell you this before we get out of here, family. Me and Enqi was talking about playing The Rabbit Got the Gun. When we come back with Enqi, we're going to intro with The Rabbit Got the Gun. Don't worry, Enqi ain't going nowhere. I got to get out of here because I got to go to work in the morning. But Enqi, we're going to do this again next week and we're going to let this marinate. But in reality, family, I want y'all to go and review this. I want y'all to go over this. Enqi was going in. He got much more to share with us. Don't worry, family. Just hold tight and we're going to get to it. Just stick around a little bit and ultimately share this. Share this, family. I think me and Enqi make a good team in talking about topics such as this, and we're going to see how we're going to be talking about topics such as things that's good for your health and good for your mind too. See how that work out, because we need to fix our mind so we don't get bamboozled and fooled by crazy people like this, or people that's out there that's watching us won't get fooled by people like this. But anything you want to say in closing, Brother Enqi?
Hey, I want to say to the people that's you know, they trying to blackmail you, keep you quiet, they threatening you with all kind of shit. Tell them, listen, let it go, because whatever it is that you're doing, they're trying to create a situation where you can help this little girl not get justice and then help them get to more little girls. Like, you got to think about that. The unks and whoever else is like, you trying to like play this where we wait until September 5th. Like, bro, nah. And you got to salvage whatever credibility you got left. Like, for instance, Unc is named himself after the Unc, but I don't never call him Unc. I make sure I call him Unc on purpose, because I played the video a million times of Unc saying that him and none of the other people in the Amin-Ra squad, they don't follow Kemet. They're not into Kemet religion. They don't believe in Kemet. They don't believe in the gods of Kemet. I think Ngozi is a practicing Muslim. Like it's just insane over there that we listen to these niggas. His name is the Amin-Ra squad that don't believe in Kemet. Like, all that shit is just super fake and goofy for me. Like, I can't fuck with that. Like, why are you naming Amin-Ra squad if you don't believe in Kemet? That's too goofy for me.
Unc might have got that name in Baltimore, and Baltimore is disrespectful. You call an old crackhead Unc. Come on, Unc.
Yeah,
ahead,
but he came with Unc and the Amin-Ra squad.
But he might have flipped it.
Well, he needs to unflip it, and you need to flip it to some shit that you believe in, Unc.
And Baltimore, they disrespect old people that be on the like, Unc, get off the block, Unc. They kick him in the behind. Unc, get off the block, man.
Well, he fit that description.
He might was an Unc. Like a young guy hit me one time, like I was dirty, working on some houses, came out the house, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Unc, you got a cigarette? I'm like, homeboy, my name is Unc.
Hey, listen, let me tell you. And Unc over there defending Polight, let me tell you, Unc is a funny nigga, because Unc be standing in the alleyway at the battle raps. Like, he be standing at the back door of the battle raps waiting for niggas to come out so he could like have his camera and shit ready. These old ass.
No, they don't, man. Stop.
Yeah. How you think Unc getting video? He not paying to go in there. He's standing in the fucking back where the back door is, where the young niggas come out off the battle rap talking about he talking about scientific literacy. Like, bro, you look like a goofy pervert standing at the back door of a children's fucking event now. Now that you niggas defending Polight, we got to start re-looking at some of this shit that we know happened. Like, you standing at the back door.
Special guest. Once a week, you're a special guest.
Yo, hold on.
You know my brother Doggy. You ever see Doggy Diamonds lately? He got my man. What's my man?
Kareem Johnson.
He got my man Kareem Johnson. I'm bringing Enqi. Hey, Kareem, you over there with Doggy? I'm bringing Enqi. We bringing Enqi over here.
Yo, that nigga.
Hey, family, Kareem will be on here too in the next few days too. I'm gonna have my brother Kareem on here too. You know what I'm saying? That's my bro. I love my brother Kareem. But I'm bringing Enqi gonna be like Kareem over here. He gonna be busting their head. Kareem be over there busting their skull open. And Doggy Diamonds be sitting there like, okay, but I wanted to, that's how I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be calm like my brother Doggy Diamonds. And you gonna just bust their wig. That's right.
Hey, you know what it is? I'm laughing, but this all real shit. And it's a lot of people that'll tell you they try to blackmail you with shit. They try to introduce you to shit, get it on video. Listen, they call you on conversations and you don't know you on conversations. So they recording the conversation with multiple people. It'd be like 10 people on the line, but you don't know that nobody on the line. You just talking to Polight by yourself.
That never got me like that, man. I just was having regular conversation about mortgage. I wasn't debating or nothing. Next thing you know, somebody said, oh, got you in the debate. Brother, what's his name? I forget the name. I forget the brother name, but he got you in the debate. And I look at the title, such and such, slaughters Tahaga Bay. I'm like,
hey, that shit happened to me one fucking half of a time before I learned that.
Having a regular conversation, man. And you know how you have a regular conversation and then it ultimately go back and forth.
I'm on the phone with Ngozi. Listen, I'm on the phone with Ngozi, and all of a sudden, I ask him a tough question, and then he forgets that I guess nobody, I guess he forgot that it was supposed to be me and him, but he started talking to the other niggas. I'm like, wait, how many niggas on this fucking line right now? I was like, this shit is crazy.
Bro, they got me like that, man. And when he got me like that, after that, when Sinetta will call me and I got them all recorded, I will record everything. I got everything recorded. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Every time Sinetta call me, I got it all.
Let me tell you what happened. Listen, let me tell you what happened. When this news first broke, right? The other day when Tasha K did her story.
Right.
I saw the live stream of Tasha K's. And right after that, Sinetta called me up and was like, yo, you seen what happened? I was like, nah, what you talking about? He was like, Brother Polight got accused of rape charges. Yo, that shit is fucked up, man. Yo, that nigga looking crazy out there. Woo, woo, woo. Yo, check that shit out, man. That nigga Polight played himself. So after that, though, I hung up like as if I'm gonna check it out. And then I stopped taking his calls after that. So in this scenario, I'm only gonna communicate with him like this until after because of that. Like, I won't even have a private phone call with Sai right now. Because I don't know how that is. There's too much shit going on right now over there.
Bro, you can't trust it. And Polight got too much over Sinetta head, obviously. Now, I got one more question, bro. One more question. I got to go for real.
Listen, and you see, let me tell you something. Why I really believe Sai's being blackmailed or threatened. A lot of people play that video where Sai be saying, yo, and you don't let me tell you this. I know what you did and all that. They play that. But they forget to play the rest of the video. The rest of the video is Sinetta saying, listen, if something happened to me, it's Polight. He trying to put money out for people to kill me. They going to this. So niggas got to listen to that whole convo. So I think something is going on over there with Sai because if you seen his broadcast the other day, he kept telling Tazariak, hey, Tazariak, talk about the pedophiles and go into that pedophile information. So it seemed like he want to say something, but he, you know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like he trying to get to Zariak to say what he really want to say. And I'm saying, Sai, just knock all that shit off, man.
Somebody said recording calls is illegal, but that's what they do. So I make sure that I don't record calls regularly, but if Sidnetta call me, I'm telling you, I ain't playing with them.
Nah, any of these niggas, I record the call.
I don't really rap with a lot of them in that community, but if Sidnetta, I don't even answer the phone for Sidnetta no more because I'm canceling Sidnetta.
Listen, let me tell you something. It's motherfuckers online right now. This shit done got so crazy. You got motherfucking psychics doing readings right now talking about,
I seen that.
I see the essence of child molestation is on the way.
Yeah, I seen a lady read the tarot cards the other day on Polight.
And she said, I feel the spirit of rape is on.
Hey, Enqi, when you got Brother Polight computer, was you able to get inside of it? Did you peep it?
The computer was broken.
Oh, okay. He just wanted that hard drive.
The computer was broken, but it's the computer that had like his information and shit on there that he would, it was this creative computer, but it didn't have no buttons on it or nothing. Like it was toe up. Right. The value that it had on it was that it had
the information.
Books and information.
Yeah. So we're gonna do this next week. Hey, I might call you in on Wednesday, brother. I'm gonna talk to you after maybe tomorrow on Wednesday once I do this presentation and ask you some of these questions about some of these comings and goings, because I'm gonna tell you some of my presentations for Wednesday will be talking about that era very heavy. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example. I will be talking about that era real heavy, and I will be going into the book. But let me show you something real quick. These sections right here.
Listen, if y'all listen, exactly. Look at that there. Now let me see that. Let that play.
And how did this classicist music sound? It can lead with no remorse.
Hold on, right there. Stop that. That's in Brooklyn. That's Dr. York Old Store. That's I think this is probably an event that I pay for. If you play this and you see me walking around on stage, I pay for this event.
Right. So we're going to be going into that era. So I'll probably be calling you up so we can see what we're looking at and know what we're looking at. You know what I mean?
That's Dr. York Old Store in Brooklyn. That's the old bookstore right there.
That's what's up. So, brother, take us out, brother. Let's get out of here. Somebody say play that. Somebody say I'm not even finished that song. Somebody say play that song again. I'm not even finished the song. I'm finished the first verse and the second hook. I got 2 more verses to lay down on it. But Enqi just said something. I just started recording it. I wrote it one day.
No, I'm working on a documentary. I think I'm gonna have to get you to I think I'm gonna have to come get you to drop a verse on some shit.
Man, come on, let's do it, bro.
Soundtrack. I think I'm gonna need at least a verse up out of you for that. Though.
Man, let's do it, bro. Just let me know. Let me know.
Yeah.
But so when we come back with Enqi on Wednesday, say Wednesday.
And a verse from Suave Boss too. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that I feel like, because you know what I think though, and this is a sidebar. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of niggas is like super goofy with the rap music, man. Like niggas it's the music is bad. Like now look, niggas is complaining about Brother Polight, right? But a lot of these goofy niggas support Brother Rich, who is Brother Polight main promoter besides King Simon, even more than Sinetta. Rich is the one that helped me convince Sinetta to put Polight on his platform. Rich was #1 promoter of Brother Polight. Rich is over there with Cambada, and all Cambada's promoting through his music and his videos with Rich is LSD, lean, and using mushrooms and all that to get high and unconscious and all that. They promoting this debauchery. So I'm saying we got to look at the whole shit. Rich is over there promoting LSD, lean, mushroom use for the kids, all this type of shit. So I don't want niggas to be surprised when Cambada somehow winds up in a hotel with high kids saying he didn't know that the kids was underage because they was all in a drug-induced fucking frenzy over there and niggas pretending like whatever. Because if I go in my fucking room, I could dig it up. I bought the fucking Cambada album when it came out. And when I listened to it and I started watching the interviews, he was on Sway. And he was like, yeah, my new album coming out is called LSD or some shit he was saying where all his albums was about getting high and he's a high astronaut and he mixes the drugs and he mixes all these. I said, what the fuck are we doing? I said, how are we letting these niggas promote this shit under the name of consciousness? We have to stop letting goofy niggas that was failures in life feel like they could get a second chance in the conscious community. Most of these niggas was goofy before, and I represent the person they was hiding from. See, a lot of these niggas like Polight and some of these niggas, they was goofy niggas in their neighborhood. They was nobodies wherever they was at. Like Rich is not a real Harlem nigga. Rich is a window kid. Rich watched Harlem from the fucking window. He's not a fucking Harlem nigga. He don't have no roots in Harlem. There's nobody that could tell you nowhere where Rich was banging, hanging, slanging. None of his family members, none of that. Rich was a window boy. Understand what I'm saying? So I represent the other type of nigga, the niggas that they thought they was coming in the conscious community to get away from. I'm the nigga that was beating niggas up, taking your girlfriend and all that kind of shit. So when they come into the conscious community, they feeling like it's going to be a bunch of niggas wearing sandals, huddling up together, and they got a couple of goofy broads, and they going to keep all the broads to themselves and all this other shit. No, nigga. I'm coming over here to regulate too. So y'all little safe little place for the goofy niggas, it got interrupted with real niggas also. We came over here too. So a lot of this shit be like Revenge of the fucking Nerds. You know what I'm saying? Like all these goofy niggas be trying to stick together and keep their goofiness. Like, no. Rich, knock it the fuck off, bro. You're not doing no Underground Railroad shit if you got Cambada over there promoting some goofy fucking drug adventures for these fucking kids that's watching your platform, bro. And then you gonna wait, and then when some shit go on, he gonna distance himself like, oh, we didn't see that the nigga named himself after Bambaataa and made mad albums about getting high. The nigga's clearly named after Bambaataa, making album after album about being fucking high and having sex. So what the fuck are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? I don't fuck with goofy shit. That's the same reason why I didn't jump on the Hassan Campbell bandwagon with the rest of these niggas. All these niggas went against Bam. I didn't go against Bam because I'm from the Bronx. And what does that mean? Like, hold on, Enqi, are you saying that you're defending pedophiles? I'm saying that we heard in the Bronx back in the days that Bam was gay. That's what we heard, and that's what we knew about Bam. That was the rumor about Bambaataa. You know what I'm saying? That I used to be at Parkside Plaza, Zulu Nation shit for real. Like, come on, man. I'm from 158th Street. Come on now. So I was there for real. Like the rumors was around that he liked men or whatever the case may be, but Bambaataa is a nice guy, a super nice guy, like a fucking teddy bear. He's not taking nothing from nobody. He's not going to take nothing. So anything that Bam did with other men was voluntary.
Come on, bro. We giving too much content. We got to come back. I'm writing this all down. We got Rich to talk about. We got Bam.
And think about it.
Oh my God!
All respect due to Hassan Campbell.
Oh my God!
All respect due to Hassan Campbell, but Hassan Campbell positioned himself as a dangerous killer who did jail time, and he'll turn up on anybody right now and blah blah blah. That don't go along with somebody that been abused multiple times by somebody that they didn't do nothing to. If you was dangerous and a killer and niggas couldn't fuck with you, if somebody tried to take something away from you, you would have handled your business. It's just that simple, bro. Yeah. So, and if it didn't happen at that time, you would have handled your business later on. So that was some other shit that was between men, like some shit that's not for anybody to get involved with. The shit with Hassan and Bam is between Hassan and Bam. That's how that need to stay. That's grown man business right there. Woo! I feel like sometimes you got to be like a child, stay out of child. You know, you stay out of grown folk business. That's grown folk business. Niggas need to stay out of that shit. Let them handle that however they handle that.
Hey, bro, come on, bro. We gotta do this. Bro, what you doing?
When they start calling niggas, I never went down there for that shit. I didn't, and I got the phone call, but they was going down there with the other nigga who was working for Homeland Security. What's the nigga name? Irritated Genie. So I'm like, hold on, man. How y'all going somewhere with Irritated Genie? Irritated Genie works for Homeland Security. I'm like, yo, I just can't fuck with none of this goofy shit because I don't understand how we
got that
anti-system. We anti-system, but we you moving out with niggas with Homeland Security, my nigga. Like, what the fuck are we talking about right now? See, this is again why I'm always blackballed from everybody platform, because they're like, yo, Enqi, man, you coming with that other energy, bro. You gotta chill, my nigga. I'm like, bro, I'm not getting ready to share no platforms with Homeland Security and talk about Africa Bambaataa when Africa Bambaataa is like literally the one that helped get the National Black Theater for niggas to teach it. He was instrumental in that. So if it wasn't for Africa Bambaataa, a lot of shit that came out of the National Black Theater would not have happened. Africa Bambaataa was a big supporter.
And I agree with what you say. If somebody is a stone cold killer, stone cold gangster, and somebody took they buns from them, they probably would kill them. Yeah, I think they would. Yeah. Enqi, we gotta do this again, family. Family, I appreciate y'all. I'm up out of here. I gotta put in some real work tomorrow. Thanks everybody who have hit the Cash App. Thanks everybody who
hold on, Tahaka. Before we leave, I'm sorry to interrupt you, my brother. But do you think there's anybody else that I could get mad before we get off the show tonight?
No. You know how they say keep that energy? Keep that energy, because me and you gonna be back. I think we're gonna be back sooner than next week. I just gotta find time to do it.
Nah, we gotta let these niggas marinate. Niggas gonna be hot. Look, you gotta leave room for niggas to expose me. They're gonna come with the exposing Dr. Enqi. Wasn't Dr. Enqi making that fake kidney water? Don't we gotta expose Dr. Enqi?
They're gonna say you was at McDonald's. Remember that one?
Wait, and that right there, that was something that backfired. I ain't gonna lie. Because I wanted to go viral with that, but I didn't want to go viral in that way where I got to keep defending it forever. Like, that shit kind of backfired.
Hey, bro, stuff like that, you got to let go. Social media, it only stays alive as long as you respond.
But no. But the thing is that was me. I planned that. That was a skit that I did. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was on tour with HaHa Davis, and, you know, niggas was teaching me the skit shit. They was like, yo, you know, if you want to get attention on social media, you got to do the skits. Like, that's what we do. So in my mind, I'm thinking the hottest skit for me to do would be me somehow getting busted doing some non-vegan shit. You know what I'm saying? So at first, I was going to do a video with a Black and Mild. And I was like, I ain't fucking with the Black and Mild. And then I was like, then my little brother was like, yo, you should just have a burger. We go to Burger King. I was like, no, nigga, we're going to do the burger. We got to go to McDonald's. So we made the burger and shit in the house, and then we went to McDonald's. That was a Beyond Burger that niggas see me eating. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I really shouldn't even be explaining this. I shouldn't leave room for niggas to expose me.
Yeah. They was
exposed videos. I'm gonna be honest. The exposed videos really help a nigga out. Y'all don't really know how much them exposed videos help, because good news doesn't really travel that far. When I help a nigga out and they lose a few pounds, they might tell like somebody at their crib, or they might tell their husband or whatever, like somebody local. But when you do something that people don't like, nigga, they do videos. They tell that shit to everybody everywhere. So I appreciate the exposed videos. Shout out to Suge.
Well, I ain't eating no fake pig feet. I'm rolling up on somebody with this camera to see these fake pigs that's trying to get us all hemmed up. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hey, shout out to Suge out there making me look good.
That's what's up. So, brother, I got to get out of here for real, bro. I got to go to work. But, brother, I'm going to hit you tomorrow. Family, I appreciate y'all. And I see y'all on the other side. And I'm going to take you out with this. Thank you, big brother Enqi. Salute.
Hey, I owed you ever since you did that intro for me.
I got more coming for you.
know we had to do a remix, right?
I know you ain't talking about that girl, huh? The one that ran away from home, who snuck out the room and left her mother because her mother left you? You want me to tell the people why she left? I ain't with no pedophile bullshit. Knowing that. All this, Tariq Nasheed, he was able to do his Morris World. I mean, not, what's that? What's Tariq shit? Hidden Colors. Able to do his Morris World. Able to do his Morris. Able to do his Morris World. I mean, not, what's that? What's Tariq shit? Hidden Colors. He will tell you the reason. Yo, you know I had 4,000 in that motherfucker. I had 4,000 listening to us, Yo, I'm still live, man. No, you're not, brother. I just ended the show.
Oh, this shit is still running, nigga. I'm telling you, don't talk me to them. I'm still live.
Bro, you ended the show, brother. I'm trying to tell you the show.
Yo.
I be that one you gon' remember, be more. I be that one you gon' remember, that time. I be that one you gon' remember, to Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that one you gon' remember, LA. I be that one you gon' remember, New York. I be that one you gon' remember, to Harker Bay front line till the law call my number.